From the hot air balloon capital of the world, this is live coverage of the 2025 ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. It's Balloon Fiesta Live. And now, direct from the rooftop studio at Balloon Fiesta Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico, here are your hosts, Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Maes.
Hello, world. It's Thursday. It's Special Shapes Day. It's Competition Day. It's a great day at the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, and we are live. Thank you for joining us as we get on to Thursday morning's activities. Ted Maes, Art Lloyd Jr. here, and we have a new name for where we are.
Yes, we do.
Many years ago, this used to be the super secret announce tower because nobody knew where the voices were coming from. A few years ago, we started calling it the rooftop studio. And officially, as of late yesterday morning, we are now on the Tom Rutherford broadcast deck.
Yes, we are.
So it's still the rooftop studio, but we have a new name for our home up here. It is the Tom Rutherford broadcast deck, and we're excited about doing that. We're going to tell you a little bit more about all of that later on this morning and talk a little bit about Tom Rutherford, his legacy, and all the dedication stuff that went on. But
just one more thing to remember.
Yeah.
In this long week we've already been on,
Yeah, but we're on the second half. Hard to believe that we're already halfway through. Just a little tidbit here. I try and keep up. When we get off the air, then I put my producer hat on and I produce different graphics and all that other kind of stuff and put the videos together, check on how the feeds are doing. And we are definitely on track with a good viewership year. And we're also right on track because at the halfway point yesterday, we had 20 hours of video already up that you can go back and watch.
Wow, that's a tremendous amount. And, Gary Williams and his crack staff at Windfire Productions continues to bring us some amazing shots with even more cameras this year. That drone shot is fantastic that he's been giving us.
If you think about it, we're up to 2 drone shots now. We can have 2 drones in the air. The only drones allowed to fly in this area for Balloon Fiesta while the balloons are up. And that's just, it's a whole safety deal. So it's great to have those. Yeah, and this is year number 9 for Balloon Fiesta Live. All the shows are archived. You can always go back and watch them. I'm finding like about a 46% jump from when the show is over, and then like 24 hours later, it's been watched almost 50% all over again.
Yeah, and I'm down on the field after we do the show, or up here in the VIP area. Saying, "Oh man, that was so great! You guys said this, you guys said that," or we get the, "Hey, how come you didn't talk about me?" Well, let me tell you, there's 650 of our favorite friends down there.
Yeah,
we're gonna try and get to all of you.
Yep, and the other thing is, you kind of gotta come by a camera.
Yes.
If you hide in the crowd of 650 balloons, it's harder for us to pick you out. And so we'll have to watch to see when you can do that. And because winds go at different speeds and directions, not always do you get by. Yesterday, we had a great opportunity to talk about Spirits in the Sky. That's the white balloon with the Coyote and the Roadrunner on it. Great opportunity to talk about them. They were close enough that we could see who was actually in the basket as passengers.
Yeah, these great cameras that we have, maybe they can zoom in from the north to the south and watch us right now live.
Yep.
I don't know, the Dawn Patrol may be in the way, but...
So I did hear them on the radio, so they are chatting out there. In fact, I think I see them inflating.
Yes, I did. They're all out there. There's
there's
4 or 5
the light.
of them
Yeah,
right now.
there they are. So the game plan for today is to send Dawn Patrol up shortly. Then we're going to be at 7 o'clock with our national anthem. We'll send the balloons of the day out with the American flag and the national anthem. Then we're going to stand up a bunch of our special shapes. Most of them should stand up along the eastern side of the field because we're also going to launch a whole lot of regular shape balloons out of here, about 300 or so of them. And then we're going to take the other 250 regular shape balloons and potentially a shape or two, and we're going to send them away from the field at least a mile away, and they're going to attempt to fly back into the field and participate in competition today. Now, Thursday and Friday are always ring toss days, so you're going to have this ring, and you're going to try and toss it over the top of a pole, and then there'll be places and X's and other targets on the ground. Are you practicing?
I am.
Okay.
I'm going to go down there and throw ours on there so we can win something.
Yeah, that would be great. That's a pretty tall throw up because those poles are 25 feet.
Yes, they are.
Easier from a balloon than from the ground.
Well, not as easy as you think, because I remember flying over.
But easier than from the ground.
Yes. I remember flying over, and it hit the top of the pole and rang around and fell down the other side.
Yeah. And we'll talk more about this better. But if this is the pole, what you want to do is you want to reach over and drop it to here and then let go. If you let go up here, it could just easily... We'll talk more about that. 8 o'clock, we'll get to the competition. There'll be some other targets. Henry Rosenbaum will be letting us know about those as we get into the morning. So you're looking at our flags. These are not the status flags. These are sponsor flags. A little bit of a drainage wind here on the field this morning. But reading on the pie balls, what do you think?
It looks like it's a one direction today. But again, Mother Nature could prove us wrong. I mean, right now, looking at the pie ball readings, we were talking about that earlier. There doesn't seem to be much of a box, but once the sun comes up over the Sandias, anything can happen or anything can change.
And we'll check in with weather at Pilot's briefing in just a little bit as well to see if they confirm what we're seeing in the pie ball readings.
And hopefully later in the day or the week we can get Dawn Day up here to talk to people about the weather and how different Albuquerque is with all of its nuances of the winds that happen here.
There's been some interesting systems happening that are influencing the weather here, and so, we'll get Don's insight on that. Dawn Patrol has now stood up as we watched them, and again, they'll be taking off here, I believe, shortly. And so it's just going to be a great, fun day today here at Balloon Fiesta. This would be, let's see, where are we? Yep. This would be a great time to share some splash and dash pictures.
Let's do it.
Because
we saw them yesterday.
They came out of here and they went south. They went up. They went a little north. You went a little higher than that. You went to the northwest, which means when you drop back down, you come back to the south. So a number of splash and dashes happened yesterday, and we captured a few of those. So if we can throw up the first splash and dash picture, please. All right, so we just saw the mounted patrol. Dawn Patrol is there. We're dealing with a couple of other little behind-the-scenes deal. That's one of the things, we've talked about the whole regional production deal, and they come in with a couple hundred people. We're doing this with a staff of 10, and that's the entire staff. And we only have a few of them on. All right.
Here's the first one. So this was sent to me last night, and then I sent it to you this morning. It's kind of funny. You said, Ted, don't be sending me pictures at 05:30. But that's when I got it. This is Eric Hodges, and that's Amore, and obviously he didn't take the photograph, but someone got it to him, and what a fantastic shot.
Yeah, that's what it looks like from another balloon looking down in the river, and you can see another one off there. This one probably was from Eric.
This is from Eric, and right there on the left, I know that's Jaybird Mason and Flame On. You see the teddy bear balloon, and I'll have to remember that one right there. It'll hit me when I'm flying home on Tuesday, which balloon that is.
And then the third one.
Oh, this is.
We've talked about the cloud hoppers and how their feet just hang. So this is Jeff Busing.
Tickling his toes in the Rio Grande.
So we zoomed in. I zoomed in on so that you can see that his feet, they're just hanging off the bottom of the chair. I can't even say basket. And he's got them down in the water. You can see how it's causing an additional ripple there.
So we should have a song made. There's a song by the Zach Brown Band, I believe. It's Toes. Maybe we do this more balloon related.
There you go. Anyway, just 3 of the pictures that we have about balloons doing splash and dashes yesterday. And with good time to remind you that if you have pictures of Balloon Fiesta because you're out here and you're watching the replay or watching us live on the field, or if you are at home and you're working while watching Balloon Fiesta.
And we won't tell anybody you were working.
No. In fact, when we show some viewer comments later, a couple people told us where they work, and I've redacted that from you. I'm not going to rat you out. I won't betray your secrets. But anyway, if you've got comments, you've got pictures, we'd love to see them and read them. Balloon Fiesta Live at balloonfiesta.com. Balloon Fiesta Live at balloonfiesta.com.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. This is great. We're getting some really great comments. I appreciate those. Also appreciate all the pictures. And by the way, of course, if you watched yesterday's show, towards the end, we had our merchandise director and manager up here, Lisa Mulder and Shani Cabatoni, and they told you about a new product that released this morning.
Yes.
In fact, it was supposed to release at 6 o'clock. We actually released it a little earlier than that because we already had people in the merchandise tents looking to buy the brand new mystery pin set. So the idea is we've put together about 1,150 boxes. Each box has 2 shape pins in it. They were packed at the factory. We don't even know what pins are in there. There's 12 or 13 balloons pin balloons in the set. So if you buy 6 boxes and you're really lucky, you'll have the entire set. So you might want to go online, or if you're on the field, go check out the merchandise tents. It's balloonfiestastuff.com, and look for the mystery pin set and start collecting your mystery pins.
Or maybe you and a friend could buy 6 apiece, and then you will trade it back and forth and complete a set together.
And if you don't have that friend, we have a pin trading day on the field on Saturday morning. So you could say, hey, I've got 2 of this one. Can I trade you one of them for one I didn't get in my mystery set? So it's kind of a new concept for us to do mystery pins, and they're available now, balloonfiestastuff.com.
Yes, I was talking with Diane Carlson yesterday at the Plano Balloon Pin Tent on the field, and she was very excited that we had mentioned it yesterday about What's Up Wednesday. And she told me she was the one that helped design the boxes that they come in. So she was very excited about that. And so, Diane, I'll come over and see you later on today when we're done.
Diane and Plano Pins, a longtime partner with us on pins. Diane's team basically designs all of the pins for Balloon Fiesta. So the Balloon Fiesta Live pin, the announcer pins, all the pins that you can buy, all the pins that you can't buy that you can trade for. The other thing Diane does is most of the special shapes. The shapes have an option whether they want to participate or not. But most of the shapes actually opt into this program where we produce a pin of their special shape. We give the special shape pilots pins to trade. We give them a pin board, and Diane Carlson in her Plano booth sells those special shape pins.
So for the official pins, you have to go to our site or be here on the field at the north or the south tents. But Diane will have many of the special shapes that you guys see out here today.
She'll have the special shape ones.
Yeah.
Yep, for sale.
When I walked up yesterday, I was out there kind of browsing, and she goes, "Do you know who I am?" And I said, "Well, of course, Diane. How are you today?" And she said, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe you knew who I was."
Yeah.
So, yeah. She was a longtime pilot, a wonderful lady, and a great contributor to the sport of ballooning.
And she's had her own share of special shapes out here. She had the flip-flop fantasies one time.
Who she sold to Roger Clark, and he's out here still flying the balloon,
So speaking of weather and on day, let's head over to Pilots Briefing.
So let's talk about that. I would say we're kind of in a very diffuse situation. We have weak high pressure there over the Four Corners area. You see all that green is subtropical moisture coming up through Arizona and out of Mexico. That's something that we'll be talking about in days ahead. But we don't have any overall main driving force in the weather. We're kind of getting out of this boundary of cold air, that stationary front that's been around, and the afternoon and evening thunderstorms. But there's still plenty of moisture in the air, but I'm happy to report that while humidities are up, not expecting any fog, the lifted index started around -1 this morning, is going to go positive to 0 to +1 or so as the morning hours go on. So the trend is for increasing stability throughout the morning hours. So when we look at radar this morning, you probably notice we still have some activity around, and we do. To the south of us and to the northwest of Albuquerque. We're anticipating through the morning hours these to weaken and to dissipate. With the stability getting a little bit better, we're expecting that convective activity to generally drop off over the course of the next several hours or so. Now, this is going to be important here through the morning. We still have a pretty decent gradient between Santa Fe and Albuquerque, and you can feel the winds coming in from the north. It's going to be like this throughout the entire morning. We've got a northerly, north to south drainage down the Rio Grande coming through Fiesta Field, and it's going to be rather persistent. The TAF out of Albuquerque this morning is showing variable at 5 knots. We do have somewhat lower clouds this morning, but not as many as yesterday. Double Eagles, TAF is basically the same, variable at 5 knots through the morning hours with some scattered to broken clouds, but nothing too widespread. The latest METARs out of Albuquerque Sunport are goose eggs, as well as density altitude is at 6,000 feet. The most recent altimeter setting is going to be 30.35 inches of mercury. And same at Double Eagle, we've got light winds and variable, although, as you can feel, we've got those north winds into the field. For the piebald, the most recent piebald is showing something that's really standing out this morning. The lower layers from the surface all the way up to about 2,000 feet are from the north. And we're also seeing a little bit of an increase on the LIDAR, around 400 to 500 to 600 feet AGL, up around 10 or 11 now. So historically and from experience, when we have this deep flow of air from the surface, from the north up to around 1,000 to 2,000 feet or so, that momentum can transport you down. So landing speeds this morning, you'll need to keep an eye on, just because we're not expecting the northerly winds to let up. It's not until you get above 2,000 AGL or so before we start to see the southerly winds. So these are two deep layers. One from the north is deep. The one that will take you back to the field in the box is deep as well, but it's high. And we're expecting that to generally be the case throughout the morning hours. We might see that southeast wind get a little bit lower as the morning hours wear on, but the boxes, both the top and bottoms, are rather thick. The forecast aloft from surface to 5,000 feet from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. don't change very much, other than the fact that we're basically looking at the wind speeds holding about the same throughout all levels. But again, watch out for that layer, 400, 500, 6,000 feet. It will likely pick up in speed here throughout the morning hours. For this afternoon, we are still going to have some risk for thunderstorms, but much less than the last couple of days, with the air a little bit more stable. The risk isn't zero, though, and it'll be something that you'll want to keep an eye on for later this afternoon or evening, but much better than the last couple of days. So, time for weather helpers of the day. We have two. We have Tyler Browning. Rumor has it he likes balloon pins. Hint, hint. And he's being helped by Talon Farr. So, do we have a zebra who can give us permission to launch? Go ahead, gentlemen. A reminder, don't forget the weather loop at 119.475, and the LIDAR will also be helpful for you this morning as well. Thank you.
Well, we got the weather from Mr. Don Day, and it kind of described what we were talking about earlier. There's a lot of drainage coming from the north to the south, so I've had some pilots texting me, asking me, they're not from here, is this a flyable New Mexico day? They're just wanting to ask someone who grew up and who lived here,
right,
who's flown here a long time.
Who flies here regularly?
I would fly, and what I would do is I would shoot for going over the airport, to be quite honest with you. You get a great flight right across town. This is, if you want to do a one-way across town today, today's the day as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. Yeah, to have to go up and then come back very slowly, you're not going to set yourself up the best. Also means that the pilots that are going out for competition are going to need to do a good job of selecting that launch site. There is some steerage while we keep talking out of the north. You can get a little bit out of the northwest, a little bit out of the northeast. There's a little bit of opportunity to change.
But it's up very high.
Well, but even, it's here. It's not everything is exactly out of the north. I mean, if you saw those numbers there, they kind of vary by, maybe about 5 to 10 degrees on either side of straight north. So Mix-a-Lot on the screen getting inflated this morning for us.
I would have to think he's the balloon of the day.
He might be.
There's Tim Taylor. And I was told by Mr. Kennedy that it is Shalina flying all week long in the Chick-fil-A balloon, that Mr. Coffin will help on the weekends.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking about in our analogies to sports coverage, those types of things. How many of the sports doesn't someone have to check in with an official before they can actually go into the game? You know, they share it with the umpires in baseball. They check in at the desk at basketball. So there's a lot of that goes on. These guys, it'd be great if they would check in with us about, hey, we're swapping this pilot for this pilot today.
Right.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Right. We're just going off the info that we have, my friends.
That's it.
Hey, I hear Diane has got some folks early in the morning down on the field. Diane, who do you have for us?
We graduate this year, class of 20. Oh, we have some lovely ladies. Actually, they're lovely softball players from Los Lunas High, and they do have school today. But they're here. We have Brooke. Hi, Brooke.
Hi. How are you?
Well, you attracted my attention not only because you're lovely ladies with your letter jackets, class of 2026, correct? But you're all wearing jeans and you're all laying here very comfortably on a blanket. You watched the Dawn Patrol this morning.
Yes, it was beautiful. We loved it. It was very nice just to see all the balloons just go up all together.
So you do have school today.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You gonna make it?
I haven't decided yet.
Now, do your parents know you're playing? Is it hooky or balloony? Hooky, bookie. How about bookie? We're at the Balloon Fiesta, so we're doing bookie. They know you're here?
They know we're here, but they don't know that we don't want to go to school.
So that's still in the plan to get there. How many times have you come to Fiesta?
I've been almost every year. Yeah, and I love it.
Twice.
And you're never too old. Sometimes when you become teenagers, you kind of get old for some things, but not Balloon Fiesta, correct?
Never.
What would you like to say to your friends out there?
I hope you guys are, don't ditch like us. But come out to the Balloon Fiesta. It's beautiful. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. It's not too cold either. And usually it's been cold the past few years, and it's been great weather. So come on down, meet these lovely ladies. And spend time with your best friends at the Balloon Fiesta.
Oh, yeah. Besties and balloons. Thanks, ladies. Thank you.
All right. Hey, a tip for the ladies there. If they were to take breakfast burritos back to their teachers, they might get away with it.
Coming from an ex-educator, maybe you're right.
Yeah. If you walked in and you said, hey, I was at the Balloon Fiesta, and I brought you maybe a Balloon Fiesta Live card or a breakfast burrito or something that says I was there, and be prepared to talk about ballooning and what you learned at Balloon Fiesta, then as an educator, I'd understand.
So a little burrito bribe and knowledge, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, part of the entire job, I think, of announcers, not only our job here, is to go ahead and continue to entertain and inform and educate folks about the sport of ballooning and all of those great things. And this all started 53 years ago, and there was a gentleman by the name of Tom Rutherford who was actually working at the radio station, KOB, when they put the first gathering of balloons together, and he never left Balloon Fiesta. And yesterday there was a very special dedication process here on the Event Center, which is the one physical building at the south end of the park. And so we attended that dedication, and I'd like to play a little video to tell you a little bit about Tom and the dedication ceremony. Most everyone considers Sid Cutter the founder of Balloon Fiesta. And it was Sid who brought the first hot air balloon to Albuquerque, and then was in charge of getting balloons to town for what is now known as the first Balloon Fiesta. But there was another key player that was involved as well.
So KOB Radio wanted to have the biggest balloon race ever, and I was assigned to work on it, and
I got to tell you a little something on Tommy. He showed up out here at the shopping center with a packet of passes so that people could come into the field. And when he gets there, you understand, nobody advertised this except KOB Radio and Television. When he gets there, there's 20,000 people there. There's one policeman on horseback, and he takes these passes and just throws them in the back seat because these people are all around balloons.
The event was the beginning of a long-time friendship and partnership that found the two organizing the first World Championship in 1973, piloting balloons for commercial entities, and more.
These days I'm the public address announcer, so I sit up on the roof. I remember the first balloon blow. And I remember being up on the tower the first night when it happened here, and 200, maybe 300 balloons all lit their burners at once, and I started crying. It was the most dramatic, amazing thing I think I've ever experienced in my life.
Whole field lights up.
Yeah, it was. It was beyond my comprehension.
Tom became known as the voice of Fiesta, not only for his work on the PA, but also for his work as the MC for all the Balloon Fiesta events, especially his work with America's Challenge gas balloon events, from the launches to the awards banquet. Tom passed away last year, and on Wednesday, the city of Albuquerque honored him by renaming the rooftop decks on the top of the event center at Balloon Fiesta Park.
3, 2, 1.
The larger area on the east side will now be known as the Tom Rutherford deck, while the smaller one on the west side, where Tom used to be the announcer, will be known as the Tom Rutherford broadcast deck. These days, Balloon Fiesta Live streams from that deck, and we're honored to carry on and expand on Tom's legacy of informing, entertaining, and delighting balloon enthusiasts around the world. Like I told Tom's family yesterday, I feel honored to be able to carry on that legacy.
Such an honor.
It was. It absolutely is. And, you know, we wouldn't be here doing this if we hadn't figured out the power of the PA and the ability to be able to do what I just said, educate, inform, and delight all of the spectators that are out here on the field.
I mean, growing up around Balloon Fiesta as I did, just to hear his voice and to be part of this show now, whew.
And all the speakers yesterday morning at the ceremony talked about his voice, being able to hear him, and just the way it all came together. Well, we all remember that, and we miss Tommy, but he set us up, and hopefully we're carrying on and expanding on what he got started here 53 years ago.
What his vision was, yeah.
So from the Tom Rutherford broadcast deck and the rooftop studio, Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Maes here. We're taking a look at the Jumpy Zone, one of the kids' zones down on the north end of the field. And so Dawn Patrol has gone up and flown away, although looks like a couple of them went up way high to be able to catch the winds coming back. I can see a couple marker lights if we look straight up and a little bit to the south. So
yep,
back there. So we'll continue to watch. Here's our drone shot looking back, or one of our drone shots looking back down on the field. You see trucks repositioning as we should be getting to the end of pilots briefing over there. They'll be released. Again, the game plan today, 7 o'clock, the balloon of the day stands up. Shortly after that, we'll start inflating regular balloons to fly away. We'll inflate our special shapes. Many of them, like Sir Mix-a-Lot, will be standing up along the eastern edge of the field. They have the option of flying or standing up and doing a static. I know a number of them plan just to do a static. They're just going to stand up, which is really great because now you're going to be able to walk the field and be able to go check in with all of those and be able to see what's actually, get up close to those, see if you can trade for one of those pins we talked about or get a balloon card, get your picture, ask questions. And I would encourage you to take a look up inside the balloon. We talked a little bit one day earlier this week about all the baffling. I think we were talking about it about Arabelle, but all the baffling it takes to get the air into those appendages to fill out the shapes. So great pictures in great ways, and ask how that works.
Yeah. A couple years ago, I had the privilege of flying Speedbird, well, at least staticking Speedbird. Speedbird's sleeping this year. He didn't make it out. But the baffles that go up in that thing, let me tell you, it was a lot different. It's almost like you said that the balloon is a normal round balloon. They start to build the appendages off of it. That baffle went straight up. So if you weren't good with the burner, you were burning the left or the right baffle.
Wow.
It was really incredible. So, and then obviously I was able to fly the Unicorn and Sloth and the Lion. All those balloons have their different nuances when you're flying them. So as a competition pilot, I remember years ago flying in. It was a one-way competition like I think we're going to see today. We get one shot only. As I came from the southeast to the northwest, I almost got fixated not on the target, but on all the shapes that they had lined up on the right side of the field. I was like a little kid.
Talk about distractions when you're flying. Exactly. Right. Hey, speaking of pilots and crew, Diane has managed to connect with one. Diane?
Here we go. We've got a very excited crew here. We are with Elevated Freedom. We've got Sean, and Ryan is the pilot. Come on over here. And Sean is going to show us real quickly, because we don't have a chance usually when the balloons are going up, show us what's in the basket. So take it away.
And if you guys want to come right up here, we're going to take a look inside the basket. We generally have a few instruments that help us fly. Of course, inside the basket, we have our fuel supply right here, which is going to be 2 15-gallon propane tanks in our case. You have your propane lines that are going to come up to the burner here, which allows us to go up and down, as you can see. We also have a two-way radio here, which is what our pilot, Ryan, uses to communicate with the ground crew on the bottom. Ryan also here has his instruments, which tell him how fast he is going to climb and descend. It also lets him know his current elevation and where he's going. Ryan also has a tablet here, so as he flies along, he can look at his map, flying map, and he knows where he can and cannot land. He knows green zones, red zones, and where we can and cannot go into.
Great, Sean. We're going to move now to your. Come on, Ryan.
And we're going to come. And we're going to come over this way. We're going to look inside the trailer for a little bit. And we're going to kind of give you guys a few little things that we bring along for a little New Mexico spirit.
But first, go here. You have your.
We always carry a few extra tools. We always carry a little bit of extra rope. You never know when you're going to need some of that. We have extra straps over here. Never know when you're going to need some of that. I recommend in the desert, everybody bring some sunscreen out as well. Also, occasionally.
This is.
You never know. You got to have a little bit of fun.
Wait a sec.
That's one way to get an extra set of hands.
There you go.
I don't know. An extra set of hands.
Extra set of hands. I like it.
And then it's competing. We got.
And we also have a.
Rodeo, so I have my snake is a special rodeo, but you have.
And we have our snake as well.
What do you do with this hand?
This sometimes he rides inside the door, and he just gives us an extra hand around the crew.
They like to hang it outside the door to freak people out. Come on over here. Thank you, Sean, and great job. Your brother, this is your brother?
Yes, this is my brother. He's excellent. He's #1 crew chief.
And tell me how long you've been flying. You're from Rio Rancho.
I'm from Rio Rancho. I got my license in 2007. I've been doing the Fiestas ever since.
And you bring your family here with you, your brother?
All my crew's all family.
Fantastic. What a crew you have.
I do. I appreciate all of it.
Okay, let's see a brotherly hug. Wonderful.
Since 2008, we got our other brother Jeff here too. Our mom's here, so it's been a family affair. Our dad flew, and then he passed away in 2005. So Ryan got his license, and we continued the Davy Fat flying legacy.
And you have flowers on your balloon today, on your basket today, in honor of people who have passed.
Yes.
Is that true just of your balloon today, or a lot of balloons?
A lot of them. Yes. A lot of them will.
You're carrying daisies, so in honor of all those who have passed. They're in balloon heaven.
Yep, they're coming with us.
They're going with us. They might not be here physically, but they're here mentally, and they're here in spirit, and I know they're going to fly with us, so we'll take them on another ride.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck. Thanks. Back to you.
Thanks, Diane.
I think that crew chief trying to pony up to maybe take over Diane's position down on the field. It was a nice job.
That was, and great to be able to see inside there. She's right. We don't always get a chance to show you what's inside the basket or in the trailer, and everybody has their own little setup. And there we are. There's a great shot of the Tom Rutherford broadcast deck and the Balloon Fiesta rooftop studio.
That's a lot. We're going to have to come up with an acronym or something.
Yeah. So that's our camera on the north end of the field. So that's how good the lenses are now, because it's, a third of a mile between here and there for them to be able to zoom in and pick us up that closely.
Yep, and we've seen throughout the week, looking from the south to the north, we've had balloons landing way beyond the perimeter of the field, and we're able to actually identify who's actually in the basket. So
there's the Balloon Museum in the background, the kind of blue lights going up in there. There you're watching over in the Balloon Museum as well. They have people come and get into their observation deck and things like that. And I know that they put Balloon Fiesta Live over there. So hi to the folks watching in the Balloon Museum.
Good morning, all. Buenos dias.
Yeah. Hey, I got this other real cool little special thing I want to talk about this morning. We have a person who was on our Balloon Fiesta Live team last year. She decided she wants to crew for balloons this year.
Can you blame her?
Yeah, well, yeah, it is what it is, you know. Anyway, she is a master cookie baker. And in fact, not only does she bake really cool cookies, she also makes her own cookie cutter. So she has produced the Balloon Fiesta Live cookies for us again this year. So thanks, Maria. Glad that you're here now. And even if you're going to go crew and not work for us, thanks for the cookies. Not only do these look good, they taste really good, too. Can't wait to bite it.
She's killing me on my diet.
Yeah.
But I'm going to eat one.
Yep, you will. All right. Thanks again to Maria for bringing us our Balloon Fiesta Live cookies here this morning. Appreciate that. Let's see. I think we got time while we continue to wait for the Dawn Patrol to stand, or not Dawn Patrol, but our Balloon of the Day to stand up and our others to do that. Let's talk a little bit about what we're giving away to those of you watching us.
Well, if you have not already entered, you have the opportunity to enter in to win one of 3 of these per session that we have. This Balloon Fiesta Live replica New Mexico license plate brought to us by the Sign Store here locally in Albuquerque. And once you do enter in to win, Art will pull 3 names per session for a license plate. Not only that, new this year, something brand new, is if you enter in, you throw your name in the hat to win exactly what Art is wearing.
Yep.
And what I have here.
He keeps his in his lap.
Yes, I do.
That's what happens when you live in a colder climate. Yeah, you get more adjusted.
This is beautiful for me on here.
But
you receive one of these special shape jackets that the special shape pilots and our entire staff here is wearing on Balloon Fiesta Live. We will embroider it with the Balloon Fiesta Live logo, and you'll also receive our title sponsor on the other side over here, ExxonMobil logo, and Art will get all the information from everyone, from the winners post-Fiesta, and you will receive one of these after Fiesta. But put your names in there today. Please only enter one time, because I have to hear it every morning how many people he's busting that are putting their names in more than once. So please, one time only.
Yeah, there's more than 2,000 people in there, so your chances of winning are getting a little less. Not only that, we're halfway through the week. There's the code to be able to scan to get entered. So we'll leave that up while I tell you that yesterday's jacket winner is Jason Tronetti from Harrisburg, North Carolina.
Oh, congratulations.
So that's yesterday's jacket winner, and we'll announce the winners of today's license plates closer to the end of the show. So we'll give you an opportunity to get your names in. But again, we're on session number 8 of 14. So we're being mooned again today.
Yes, we are.
Yesterday was officially the supermoon.
But look at the detail that camera offers.
Is pulling
you can see
up
the craters on the southern side of the moon there.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Oh, look, there's the flag. No, just kidding.
Look, and there we are.
Look up. Look up. They're looking at us from above.
Oh, no. And as I look up, there are a couple of those Dawn Patrollers that have made their way back, but they're very high and it's slow as it goes. So not really great for competitors, but you don't want to burn a lot of fuel, too, if you're coming from the field. So, again, my recommendation, if I was flying, it would be a one-way over Albuquerque today and you get a beautiful view of the Sandias and the Rio Grande Valley.
Sir Mix-a-Lot now standing up.
Look at that sunrise.
That's Chris, isn't it? Yeah, Chris Braden. And that was a brand new special shape last year. And then we got to watch it fly all year because Rainbow Riders operates that balloon. And so they put it up regularly here in Albuquerque. Just one of many balloons. You know, any given day, we can see a dozen balloons in the sky here in Albuquerque. We're very lucky about that. We like to tell people that we can fly pretty much 300 days out of the year. There's only a few days of some weather or something that comes through. And, of course, October usually kind of the best time to fly. In fact, the interviews that I pulled some clips from with Sid and Tommy Rutherford that we played just a little bit ago, I actually reviewed that entire hour-and-a-half interview that we did back in 2011. And they talked about how they, while the birthday celebration, or the birthday celebration for the radio station was in April, then when they got conned, as they said, into hosting the first World Championship. They decided that it was February, and one of the reasons they went with February was because there's not a lot of tourists, and so the hotels were going to be easier to get in February. But then they started getting snowed on during those, and so they actually did some study and decided that the first week in October was really the best week to hold a balloon fiesta. And for 53 years, that's been the case.
And although the colder weather sometimes benefits a balloonist and the fuel efficiency in a balloon, it's not really great for the people to come out in the snow.
So that's why this is kind of like that nice moderate here.
And April and May in New Mexico is really not the time to be flying hot air balloons. You can fly lots of kites.
Yep. And you find the days, I mean, those are the days, because with 60 days that you don't fly, those are the days in those months when it's a little tougher, and that's the time you're going to actually lose the days.
I was actually speaking with Troy Bradley, one of the chief pilots at Rainbow Riders, and, a few years ago, maybe a year or so ago, he was on social media just bragging about how many days in a row he was able to fly, and friends throughout the country are like, oh, man, I just need to move to Albuquerque.
That's it.
So
that's it. Troy has flown more individual balloons than I have hours in flight.
Yes, 1,000
I have like 250 hours of flight time. He's got like 270 different balloons he's flown. Yeah, and his hours is like, I can't even, I don't have enough fingers to keep up with the digits.
I'll have to hunt him down. I did see a picture he had posted with all the different logbooks. It was like a library.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible. And what a great down-to-earth guy.
Hey, I was down on the field yesterday, and Tom Steinbach, one of the pilots that's in our first row here, he asked me to send out a special message, which I'm going to do now, to the Down Syndrome of Central Kentucky, or DSCK. He informed me that the entire school watches every day in Lexington, Kentucky, and I can't say Lexington, Kentucky without saying go Cats. So good morning to the DSCK school in Lexington. We're so glad that you're watching us, and we hope you guys continue to. So there you go, Tom.
Well, we have a lot of schools watching as well. And while we're just kind of waiting for the clock to get to 6 o'clock and inflations to begin for our Ascension competition and Special Shapes Rodeo, let's take a look at some of the pictures that folks have sent in to us. Remember, you can email your photos to balloonfiestalive@balloonfiesta.com. This was an 18-wheeler who had a long day driving from Muncie, Indiana, to somewhere down in Kentucky, I think he said. So he's on the road watching the replay.
Look at his co-pilot up there.
Yeah, the co-pilot saying, "What are you doing over there, Dad?" And so this is kind of a throwback. These folks were remembering being here in the year 2000 when we had more than 1,000 balloons. So that was the basket banner. At that time, we were the Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Of course, now we're the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. So they were banner number 156, and I'm guessing that newspaper clipping might have their balloon picture going along with it. They didn't say if that was the case or not. They're missing being here. From Mount Enterprise, Texas, got the kids in the crib there, kind of a playpen.
Yeah.
Playpen watching along. That was the Coca-Cola balloon of the day the other morning. Here's one of those schools.
Forcing my students.
And this is directly out of his email. Forcing my students at Pilgrim Bible Academy in Ottawa, Kansas to watch Fiesta live. It was before school starts, though. But look at them all lined up in there watching. Yeah, that's great. Joe has been on our YouTube chat all week as well. Hazelwood, Indiana is showing off their 2025 AIBF blanket that they got from BalloonFiestaStuff.com, doing some cross-stitching and watching Balloon Fiesta live, multitasking. Cleocatra and this viewer have been watching Balloon Fiesta live all week. At least the cat's actually watching.
Right.
All the dogs we showed seem to be sleeping.
As we enchanted.
Or something, yeah. All right. And we showed a picture of Alan on our first or second day that he was watching Balloon Fiesta live. So then when we showed the picture of Alan watching, now we have Alan watching Alan.
So we have an infinity of Alans.
Yeah, we're getting, and they're supposed to be here on the field today, crewing for a balloon that they don't know what the balloon is.
Well, I think we maybe need to get Alan up here so we can get a picture on the set, and then Alan
and we'll put up his picture of him watching his.
Yeah,
we'll make the whole thing go on and on. And here's the picture of you that we grabbed from our video. So this is scoring on the target. That That little piece of grass you see inside the triangle is the perfect place. There's Ted pointing it out, and Chris from our balloon with Pat Irwin just about to release that marker, and a great score he had. The whole video of that is there. Here's another one of those 2025 Balloon Fiesta blankets that you can get at Balloon Fiesta Stuff. They're headed down from Colorado Springs. They're going to be here this weekend, and they say Balloon Fiesta Live is the best. Thank you very much. This gal, we were talking about education, says that she's working on a project for another balloon rally in South Carolina coming up later this year. She says she's learning so much about balloons, is being totally inspired by our feed, our show of Balloon Fiesta Live.
Well, thanks for watching.
I love this.
Yeah.
25 days old, the baby's watching from England, hoping to see Daddy, who is Matt Sampson, fly the Panther balloon.
I think we can make that
We're
happen.
going to look for that Panther balloon today and show it to Harry and new baby. This was a shot from Rio Rancho. So this is what it looked like as they were all coming into Rio Rancho. So they were watching Balloon Fiesta Live on the phone and going outside and watching the balloons show up as well.
And we warned them. We told them they were coming.
We said they're coming. They went out and did it. Another great picture of a special shape that we'll see a lot of today. Somebody said, so do you have many pictures of people with their socks? And I said, I think we have more pictures of people with their bare feet. But that's great. We appreciate all these pictures. This person said, almost came to Fiesta this year, but they didn't. Next year, it's definitely a yes. So we'll be watching for you to be here next year. In the meantime, glad that you're watching Balloon Fiesta Live. In Houston, Texas, this is from Claire Wade Callahan. A longtime pilot here. She used to fly Dawn Patrol with us as well. She's in Houston, Texas, showing what Balloon Fiesta is all about to her neighbor, missing all of it, thanking us for a great production. Miss you, Claire. Good to see you, that you're watching.
Thanks, Claire.
Yeah, so Diana's found some people who have made it here to watch. So let's check over there, and we'll come back to more pictures later on.
Here we go.
Here we are. Everyone's a Lobo. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Again, kids, everyone's a Lobo. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I have Dontrell. He was a running back for UNM, or for University of New Mexico, 2002 to 2005, and he was the all-time
leading rusher.
Leading rusher. I was asking you how many yards?
4,973.
Again, everybody. 4,973.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Thank you. A lot of hard work, a lot of awesome time with friends and family and working out, and it turned out to be, you know, Mountain West Conference all-time leading rusher and University of New Mexico's all-time leading rusher. So
very proud of that, and you're very proud of the team this year.
Absolutely. I do broadcasting and TV for the Lobos. I'm a color commentator, so I'm a part of every game, and it's good to see them doing well, and we're excited. And now we get to come out here on this beautiful morning and watch some balloons.
Where do you do the color commentary?
From the booth, the broadcast. So I travel with the Lobos, and if you're listening on the radio or watching on TV, you hear me broadcasting the game. So it's pretty cool. It's awesome. I enjoy it.
So you know what we're doing with Balloon Fiesta Live?
I know a lot about what you're doing. I know the producer in the air. I know all the concepts. It's pretty cool. So yeah.
And you brought your family with you. You have a little baby, 10-month-old baby.
I do. I'm a proud papa, proud dad, and you know, kind of our extended family and friends over here, and it's really, really pretty cool.
And you brought people from Buffalo.
So our friends that we know, their family are from Buffalo, and so they've traveled a couple of miles. I think, you know, an hour or two up the road, and they're here with us now from New York.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay, show me again. He had to show me how to do the Lobo, which is wolf, everybody. Okay, once again, everyone's a Lobo. Woo, woo, woo. Back to you at the booth.
Thanks, Diane. Yes, I listened to Don Trell and the team that calls the games for the Lobos, since I don't live here anymore. And if you wonder how many miles Don Trell ran or rushed for in his career, I just did the math. 2.8 miles is all he actually ran for in his career, but an all-time leading rusher for the Lobos.
Well, there you go. So we're seeing the Dawn Patrol balloons actually making it back over, but think about how long that has taken them. That's almost 30 minutes for them to get back to this position. So if you do, because pilots can pick where they're going to take off. So do you go south, go high, and try and fly back over the field? Or do you start on the north side, get the quick layer coming through from the north, and then if you miss it, go back up and around? So lots of thinking and other strategies in place.
So, yeah, there's a great shot there of Matthew Grody and the X-rated Jester flying right in front of the Sandia Mountains that have a little mountain obscuration.
So we have, we've got a couple of minutes to finish up our viewer pictures. So let's go ahead and go back to those. So again, you can send your pictures to us at Balloon Fiesta Live, balloonfiesta.com. Here's the dog and I watching the amazing Balloon Fiesta Live. This dog's paying attention.
Yes.
And here's one of those. Unfortunately, I'm sitting at workplace redacted, watching the live feed instead of crewing with baby T-Rex this year. Thanks for the feed.
Tough job, though. Look at that, an indoor tennis court.
Yeah. She said which one it was and where, and I'm not going to rat her out. So, yeah. But at least she can watch this. Here's a selfie picture with the Globitos. This is Mark from the Adirondack Balloon Festival.
He was up on the deck yesterday.
He was up here. Yeah, we got a great chance to. We've been talking back and forth over email about a lot of other things, and actually got to put a name and a face together and get a nice hug and exchange pins and those types of things. Glad you guys are out here. And then the navigators that are staffing the tram information booth. We've got 3 information booths out here, one at the north, one at the south, and the one in the middle is actually a former tram car from the Sandia Tramway.
Okay.
And so this is the team. They're obviously paying attention out there as well and wanted to send us a picture of them.
And we have over 1,000 navigators, correct, that are volunteers. That
about
make
1,100 this year. Yeah.
That's amazing. These people of Albuquerque come and volunteer their time, so everyone that visits the Balloon Fiesta has an experience that they will never forget. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and a lot of them come from out of state, too.
Yep.
So we have a lot of them from everywhere. Here's somebody who was watching and then went outside to say, hey, that in the buff, the Plains Capital Bank balloon landed in their neighborhood right there at the end of the street. So there was a lot of that happening on Tuesday. And these folks, I love this shot. The bags are packed and we're ready to go from Round Rock, Texas. They'll be here tomorrow. But there's the suitcases ready to go.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon. And this is a commercial hot air balloon pilot from Wisconsin who's flown here many years. Can't be here this year, he says, but if I can't, at least I can watch it. And notice his license plate. Up in the air.
Yeah,
so,
love it.
Yeah, that's on his
Another Wisconsinite there.
There you go. I also noticed that he has one of the Balloon Fiesta calendars underneath the poster on the wall. So, yeah.
And I would think that's his balloon right there in the center.
And we've seen this person on our chat all week. So watching from China, it's already evening there. They've been watching since 2018. Good to see that China is in the house. And even good morning from the free bike valet. If you don't know, we run a free bike valet here at Balloon Fiesta, and the bike trails lead right to it. So, we usually park somewhere on the order of about 3,000 bicycles over there.
Isn't it amazing that people that are on the outskirts of the field are watching us or listening to us, and the pull that we're bringing in and bringing all the joy of Balloon Fiesta. Here we have Peanuts Forever making a nice little quick pass over the field.
So he has made that box work.
He did make the box work. Yes, he did.
And then last picture here, we did a little photo bombing and stealth operations ourselves.
Yes, I was asked to sign a banner unbeknownst to the hand. She's going to get mad at me. Lisa Williams. It's a handstand team or handspring. One of those two. I'm sorry, Lisa. I snuck in her trailer and
signed the basket banner for us.
A little bit of graffiti.
Which is a tradition to sign those banners. So Diane is checking in with us. Another pilot for us, I think. Diane?
Gentlemen, I have with me again J.D. Dyer from Great Britain, Wales, the land of soccer or football, I guess they call it.
No. We're the land of rugby.
Oh, sorry, I said football. It was rugby.
We're rugby, yeah.
But we're going to talk to you today about decision about flying, what you look for, what influences you, and I know you make a very last-minute decision if you're going to fly or not, but let's start with your flight yesterday.
My flight yesterday was probably one of my favorite in Albuquerque. I'm flying with the balloon next door to me with Tony Polito. He's representing the the lucky few, which is flying for people with Down syndrome and other disabilities, and we are here to support them. So we took off together. Most of the balloons went out to Rio Rancho Corrales. We shot for Vista del Norte, which is a baseball park a couple of miles down there. We flew together, landed together, and it was great. And there's quite a few elderly people who can't come to Fiesta, who deliberately go to that park every day, and they gave us burritos. I love Albuquerque. Anyone listening to this, if you've not been here, you've got to come to Albuquerque. It's the greatest show on earth.
And today, what do you look for? Decided to fly or not?
Well, you know, I've come a long way. It's my intention to fly. We want to entertain the people. Every pilot here wants to fly. We love flying.
And we want you to fly.
It's a massive privilege. It's almost decadent, right? And when you come here, it's a celebration of flying balloons, the greatest one. But we have to be sensible, and safety comes first. So I'm intending to fly. I make the decision at the last moment. We've had great weather forecasting. I've talked to other pilots. If you're sensible, you talk to Albuquerque pilots as well, because they know their stuff. And we're heading south, which is quite a congested area with the airport. The airports are great here. They're really friendly.
But you look at the Dawn Patrol as well?
Dawn Patrol are the best. We call it a pieball, a pilot balloon. It's the best pieball going, but they're the top guns of flying. These are some of the best pilots in the world, not just America. And that's why I like being Krispy Kreme, because I like listening to their briefing. They're great. However, I'm watching them now. There's a lovely layer of going south, but very brisk. But if you look up ahead, they're going back to the north. So we have the Albuquerque box. It doesn't get any better than that. But it's a little bit brisk, so I'm seeing how the temperature goes. I want to fly for all these people here, but I've also got to just be mindful of safety.
And of course, at sunrise, the wind changes, right? It dies down.
It does die down normally. So everything's set up. I'm ready to go. I've done my burner checks, my crew's briefed, and my passengers, I'm going to brief them soon. And then after that, we'll see how it goes. Rainbow Riders are going. It's going to be a great show watching them go.
J.D. Dyer, thank you, from Wales, the land of rugby and balloons.
Yeah, especially.
No, Albuquerque is the land of balloons.
Well, the best team in Wales is Llandovery Rugby Club.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Back to Ted and Art. Bye.
Thanks, Diane. You know, I really love that segment right there, because what you got was a pilot who was being very mindful of his aerodynamical decision making. You get it. You come out here, and of course, everybody, Art, wants to fly. I mean, you don't come all the way from Wales. You don't come all the way from across the river not to fly. We always want to fly, but you have to be mindful for what's going on and know your limitations. It was kind of funny. I was watching it, and JD's talking about it, and Diane says, "Oh, but when the sun comes up, the wind stops." It's almost like a crew chief or people that you go out with, like, "Oh, come on, you can go fly," and they're trying to sway you. But as a pilot, you're really making these decisions, because again, you're not only protecting your passengers, but you're protecting yourself and really the sport itself. So I love that whole idea, because I'm sure you've had it too, where you go out and your crew says, "Oh, come on, Art, come on, Ted, let's go. It's going to be okay."
I brought my grandma out.
Yeah,
and I really want. She's only here today.
Yeah. And you got to make the right decision, folks, because you know, if you make the wrong one, it's never a good ending. So, you know, this is the drainage wind that we're getting, and typically, as JD said, when the sun does crest the mountain, it will slow down a little bit. As I'm looking above, I think that Chuck Schick up there above the field, he's going maybe 3 knots to the north. So there is that high upper level, about a couple hundred feet off the deck, so they can get them out of here quick. But some pilots are not going to be into this kind of rocking and rolling type of inflation. They're not comfortable with that. Whereas you have these Rainbow Rider pilots that fly those 300 days a year we talk about. This is kind of old hat to them. So it's going to be that pilot's decision, and crews, fans, stick with it, because they're flying under what they feel is the best condition that they can fly under.
And obviously different sizes of balloons obviously react differently. Shapes react differently. So it's not just you and your crew, but it's also the particular balloon you're flying as well.
Yeah. And there you see that drainage wind. That's on the north end of the field going.
Little brisk there. We'll have to continue to watch what happens here. But right now the green flag is still up. And here's one of the other balloons down on this end of the field, standing up right next to the Perfect World balloon.
I think that's the UN.
Could be the UMB balloon.
UMB balloon, I believe that's who it is.
And we're just moments away from our national anthem this morning. And so here is our national anthem, performed this morning by Bobby Garcia.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and
Bobby
girls,
Garcia
wherever you
and
come-
are officially underway on day number 5?
Yes.
Day number 5, session number 8 at the 53rd ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
Getting ready to kick off the special shapes.
Rodeo, as well as our ascension of a lot of regular shaped balloons. And after an hour from now, we'll be having competition on the field as well.
I'll
So-
head down on the field, and you'll be calling up here in the booth.
Yep,
and
so
we'll have
a full morning of activities going on here at the Balloon Fiesta. And actually, we talked about this a special day because we have special shaped balloons here today and tomorrow. And we actually even have some special people on the field today as well. The happiest place on earth, Disneyland, has sent Efron to talk to us. Good morning, Efron.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here today. I'm
Good
so
morning.
excited to be here at the Balloon Fiesta.
Buenos dias. So why is Disney here? What's going on?
Well, we brought with us our Celebrate Happiness balloon. We're so excited to be here because Disneyland's celebrating 70 years of magic. And we're bringing our balloon along with us. You're gonna see our 70th logo represented on the balloon. You're gonna be able to connect to the touch of magic that we're bringing to the festival. And we're inviting you to go explore Disneyland so you can be part of the magic in the 70th celebration.
70 years? I can't believe it's been that long. Wow. How many trillions of people have come through Disneyland? I'm sure you have that number right in your pocket.
I don't have that number, but we do have a lot of people that love to visit Disneyland, to follow their dreams and make sure that they go and enjoy all the spectacular things that we have. For instance, for the 70th anniversary, you have a phenomenal spectacular event. It's Pin the Night. It's a parade that has over 1 million LED lights. It's such a phenomenal thing to look at.
Wow.
And especially brought back only for the 70th.
Uh-huh.
Well, we just had some magic because Efren walks on the deck and look.
Look, yeah, our hats changed now.
Your
Our
hats
hats
changed. Oh
changed
my
now.
goodness, I see that.
So what balloons are here? The brand new 70th celebration balloon?
It's called Celebrate Happiness. It is our hot air balloon that has the 70th logo on it. And it's so beautiful. It has the pastel colors of the celebration that some of our friends are also sporting on their outfits for this celebration.
Absolutely. And is there a second balloon?
There may be a second balloon, but our focus, we brought
Is
most
on
of the
the
70th because that's the celebration that we're doing for this experience.
And you're going to be here for the next 3 days with that balloon?
We're going to be here inflating the balloon, maybe have some special magic for you guys. We invite you guys to go to Disneyland. That's one of the spaces that we are welcoming you guys to celebrate with us. You know, the touch of magic is definitely here for that. But I may have an additional touch of magic for you.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I have a special friend that came all the way from Disneyland to visit you.
Yeah.
Minnie
hey!
Mouse. Directly from Disneyland in California.
Hi, Minnie. Wow.
As you can see, she has her outfit on the colors of the celebration, the exact same colors of the balloon. She's really happy to be here celebrating with all of you guys, being at the Fiesta and inviting everyone to visit Disneyland for a limited time for the 70th celebration.
Will Minnie get a chance to go for a balloon ride in that new 70th balloon?
We don't know. She may be a little bit, I'm not sure. She sounds a little bit silent. I don't know. Minnie, we'll think about it. Don't worry. We're not going to put you in that predicament right now.
No. Everybody needs to decide whether it's the thing to do or not. That's absolutely right. Yeah, you got it, Minnie.
Well, we need a picture with Minnie. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. We got
live and on the air.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
So there you have it, friends. Visit Disneyland.com for all the information to plan your visit, so you can take a picture with the phenomenal Minnie Mouse, and you can be part of the 70th.
Yeah, I was just going to tell people, how do they find out more? How do they get their bucket list trip to Disneyland to celebrate the 70th? Tell us again.
Disneyland.com will be the best tool to go to. That way you can find out from like the hotels that we have available. We have 3 hotels that you can go to, Downtown Disney, the 2 theme parks, Disneyland and Disney California Adventure Park, and we're all sprinkled with the 70th celebration touch.
All right, excellent. We'll look forward to doing that. We'll look forward to seeing you done. Minnie, have a great time here at Balloon Fiesta. Thanks for coming and seeing us. Yes, we heart you as well. Thank you, Minnie.
Oh.
Thanks, everyone.
Look
Thanks
at all
for
the balloons, Minnie. Look at all the balloons.
Here they go.
Minnie.
Oh,
yeah, we got a great shot.
Before you go, I think you are putting another balloon up. If you can peek around the corner there.
Oh my goodness.
Look who else is out there.
Well, we brought specially Celebrate Happiness for you for this visit.
Absolute. Thanks to all the folks from Disney for coming out here. We're excited to have Disney back at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
Well, thank you for having us here to bring a sprinkle of the magic for the Balloon Fiesta.
Yeah, there's a lot of sprinkling going on with you guys. We appreciate that. Yes, Minnie's got
And Minnie's so happy as well to be here.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, if you're out here watching, they're out there in D3 and D4 to be able to check out the balloons, and we're going to watch for them in the sky. We'll be talking more about it. So thanks, Minnie. Thanks, Efren from Disney coming out. Go celebrate the 70th with them at Disneyland.com. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that was fun. That was great fun.
You know, I've been to Disneyland a bunch of times, but I never got that close to Minnie.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So is Diane doing something down there? Can we go to Diane? Stand by just for a minute. We'll do that.
I think we're going to get Minnie up over here.
Oh, can we bring? No, we'll come over there. We'll come over there. We'll come over there in just a minute. Yep. So the ride balloons from Rainbow Riders are getting inflated. There goes the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center, another one of those corporate balloons that Rainbow Riders actually operates. And you see like the radio station balloons and Sundance balloons. Those are all our ride balloons. They're going to be the first ones out of here. Remember, all these that are taking off right now are not competing. The competitors have gone more than a mile away. They'll be flying in. So, Diane, take it away while we get some pictures with Minnie
Mouse, yeah.
Well, I have Margaret Rose, Breath Pow. She is rocking and rolling. She's the Sapphire balloon, and she's busy right now, but we're going to take a look at what they're doing. When the winds are a little bit brisk here, she said, but she called it rocking and rolling, Margaret. Margaret Rose, rocking and rolling.
We're rocking and rolling this morning. Yes, we are. We're ready to go for a balloon ride.
You cold inflated. Yes. Now you're waiting for the hot, but we're waiting for the balloons in front of you, the launch director said, for them to move. Tell me about your crew and how it is with a little bit of winds on the lower levels right now.
Sure. So we have some speedy lower level winds, so we're going to do some yeehaw rodeo landings this morning. But it'll be a lot of fun. I have an awesome crew. They're all kids that come and work for me during the summer, and they're all balloon enthusiasts, so they come down from Wyoming and Idaho with us to see Fiesta.
And you, of course, this is the Special Shapes Rodeo, but you do your own rodeo. You don't have a special shape. You have Sapphire is your balloon.
Correct.
But
yeah.
you still rodeo? Why? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we have sporty landings and we have stand-up landings, and today we're going to have a sporty landing. But at the end, we always like to say yeehaw when we come in.
Do you? Let's have everybody yeehaw when you're taking off.
Okay, we will do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Art and Ted.
Thanks. Bye. Yeah.
Right here, just a minute. One last one.
All right, we're back. When you have an opportunity to have your picture taken with Mickey or Minnie, you take those. Hopefully you enjoyed watching the balloons get inflated as we indulged a little bit.
Oh, there's Mickey.
There he is. They said Mickey was going to be down by the balloon.
In a matching outfit.
They got that celebration, that 70th celebration on. And so they'll be, they got the balloons all laid out. We saw it from the our great Crammer crew. Mickey's down there. Minnie was up here with us. Again, they're going to be here tomorrow, and tomorrow is Kids Day. So tomorrow's really a great day. We talked to a lot of high school and college kids who were kind of ditching class to get here today. Tomorrow, I think most people are already off from school, so there's no ditching needed tomorrow. You'll be able to come on out. In fact, we got some great giveaways going on here starting at 4:30 tomorrow morning by the stage. So Kids Day tomorrow presented by Chick-fil-A. Of course, Disney is here, and all of our special shapes tomorrow, as well as competition. And we have the ring toss competition, and we'll have other great things. So it's a fabulous day today and tomorrow. So if you're not here today, make plans to be here tomorrow as well. And if you're watching this replay, then you missed it.
Yes, you did.
Next year, plan to be here live.
Absolutely. We just had Al Nels in the beautiful world buzz us over the rooftop studio.
Look at the size of the basket on these ride balloons.
Yes.
Rainbow Riders can take 350 passengers up per day. They've been sold out since long before the Fiesta started. They do operate in 4 different cities, by the way. They have the Albuquerque area. They're in the Phoenix, Scottsdale, Glendale community.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
And in Park City, Utah.
Yep. You know, and contrary to what people may believe, those big balloons actually can land on a dime. And a lot,
they do.
Because they have all that weight. They don't, you know, it's not as hard as if you're flying a sport balloon where you don't have as much weight when you come down with all that wind.
And that's kind of what I was alluding to when I was talking before about not only is it the limitations or the comfort level of the pilot and the crew, but it also depends on the balloon that you're flying. So yeah, when you bring this balloon down, it's going to kind of stick it.
Yes.
Stick the landing.
And it doesn't go very far.
Nope. You dump the heat out of there with all the weight that's there. That almost looks like, is that Travis?
Let's see, I'll tell you right now.
607?
That's Tony Sandlin, actually.
Tony Sandlin, all right.
From Fishers, Indiana.
All right.
This is 14th Balloon Fiesta. There's
hey, a little
Mickey
party
spreading
going on.
some joy down there on the field.
Little party going on down there.
Little magic.
Yep, and sharing it. There you go. The Mickey balloon has been here in the past, as has, there was a Mickey birthday balloon one time. The Cinderella's Castle has been there. There's been a birthday cake from Disney. And they don't always make it here. They always have a busy schedule. Hey, Mickey. Yeah. Don't always have an opportunity to get here to Balloon Fiesta, and so we're always really excited when they do make it here, and we're glad that they are here. Celebrating their 70th on our 53rd. these great camera shots where we can actually see who the pilot is.
Mark O'Neill from Belmont, Ontario, Canada, where I believe they're probably pretty happy today. This is a dig to Earl Buzzard. My Toronto Blue Jays took out your Yankees, my friend. But the people up north, they're probably waving them flags. They're pretty excited.
There's a great shot of the hat that magically appeared on our heads.
I'm telling you, I just looked down and my pen hat was gone.
Yeah, yeah. Pinnacle Propane, the New Mexico State balloon. You can see that they're moving out of here fairly quickly this morning.
Well, this was that layer that JD was concerned with as he was watching, and we'll just have to see what happens. Again, when that sun comes over the mountain, things do tend to change. We've talked about it time and time again. And as pilot, it is your discretion. And we have Mark Yoakum coming right over the studio.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Mark's been posting to his social media pages a lot of great videos. He's starting to fly with a camera attached to the basket. And so you get some great in-flight photos and videos from Mark on his social media page. JB Aiken is flying our balloon camera for us again today, and he is flying competition. So hopefully JB will get to the targets as Pat Irwin did.
Well, I'm going to be down on the field, so hopefully this Disney magic will bring them right in again. You know, we've waited, you had mentioned they waited several years to get that shot, and it was a lot of fun that I was able to do that for you guys. Bring it to you live here on Balloon Fiesta Live at the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the 53rd edition. I'm Ted Maes, along with my broadcast partner,
Art Lloyd Jr. I'm going to check and see if we have the competition details yet.
From our balloon meister, Mr. Henry Rosenbaum.
I had a chance to chat with him after the session yesterday morning, and I reminded him that he was going to be sending me those, etc. So
there's Sheldon right there flying.
Oh yeah,
from Maiden, Nevada.
I always wanted to ask him how it is flying, taking off and landing on land.
There you see the tie-off. That's like a 4-point tie-off to a single tie-off. That's a great illustration of holding the wind back off of that large basket that Sheldon's flying. Look at that tight end shot. If I could ask him to turn around and smile, he would.
Yeah.
Hey, we hear Diane's down on the field with some folks. Diane, who do you have for us?
This one's ours too.
We have Matt and Luz and Nana from Albuquerque, a beautiful family here enjoying the Balloon Fiesta, and they brought their children. Of course, not all together a family. You have this 1-year-old is your son. You're 7. What's your favorite balloon?
Probably dark blue.
Oh, of course. You're proud to be from Albuquerque and have this in our backyard.
Absolutely. It's wonderful to be here and to see this every year.
Every year.
Every year. We come every year.
And you're dressed appropriately. You have a great little wagon here for your kids.
Absolutely. It makes it a lot easier to keep all the kids together, too.
Yeah. And you said you're familiar with Balloon Fiesta Live. How is that?
We've seen it all over the big screens. It's wonderful to see and get the little interviews from everybody. It's really cool to see where everybody's from.
On the big screen?
On the big screens.
How about, have you ever watched it on your cell phone or on your computer?
No.
Well, you can go back this afternoon and queue it up. Here's the card, and there's Balloon Fiesta Live, and you can find your family right on that.
Very cool. That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
It's archived, I think, 9 years now, but you're on today, Thursday. What is it, October 9th? Yeah. So look at that archive, and your beautiful family will be on that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Back to Ted and Art.
Diane, the timestamp is 1 hour and 17 minutes for him.
I was right there with you. Good minds think alike up here on the deck. There's our balloon cherry on top, being operated by Rainbow Riders. We had a great shot earlier when Diane was talking. You guys were watching that from our drone. I believe that was Gary's drone, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Jesse, see, you know.
Yep. Yeah, those timestamps, I'm trying to pay more attention to those. You know, it's one thing to go through 14 sessions. It's 40 hours of video, and you say, we had this really great shot, this great interview, whatever it is, and to be able to go back and find it later sometimes can be difficult. So I'm trying to do a better job of, if I say the timestamp out, then it kind of sticks in my brain. We're definitely going to put together a highlights reel this year. I've been wanting to do that we'll get a highlights reel up here hopefully soon of all the great things that happened here at the 53rd Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the 53rd ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. And we're starting to see our shapes inflate along the eastern part of the field. There's the brain in the background. There's Arabelle, which most everyone recognizes. And right here in front, this big red thing is La Ristra. So it is red chilies. And the tradition here, because I actually had to explain this in Colorado, the tradition is that we have these chilies. They're green. You let them stay on the vine a little longer. They'll turn red. And they're great flavoring for our food. In fact, the official state question is red or green, meaning do you want red chili or green chili?
Or Christmas if you would like both.
That's for the folks who can't decide.
Right.
Is what that's for. Anyway, what we'll do for a decoration and even to kind of help dry the chili sometimes is we will tie all these together, and it's called a ristra. And so this is a chili ristra. And a number of years ago, it flew here. Look at the difference in size between those two balloons.
So there's your ride balloon, not to interrupt you, but then your sport balloon, I think that's a 90 on the right.
Yes.
So that's got to be like a 240 on the left or somewhere in that range.
Meaning
a cubic, 240,000 cubic feet.
Yeah, get the 1,000 in there
Yes.
as well, yeah. So back to the ristra, the idea is you tie that together and you hang it so it becomes a very popular decoration and practical decoration as well. So they made a hot air balloon out of that. Every one of those chili pods has a deflation port on it. So when you inflate it, you have to make sure they're all closed. When you deflate it, you have to go open them all to be able to get the air out of that. So a lot of air in Arabelle, a lot of air that has to go into chili ristra, which is kind of why they're getting the cold air into those right now.
Yeah, that system's 128 feet tall and being flown by Vicky Fogue in her 34th Balloon Fiesta. I hear Diane's on the crown line. Let's see what she's doing down there.
I hope she's working.
Yes.
Diane?
We got Ozzy. We got Ozzy with the crown line, and we just lost Ozzy. Come on.
Well, at least he's working, right?
Yes.
So, as the cameraman tries to catch up with her there, the microphone and headset that we use when we're down on the field, Diane's using it now, you'll be using it shortly. We have to stay pretty close to the camera to be able to have that. In fact, think about this. There's a wireless connection between the microphone and the camera.
That goes back to the truck.
The camera has cell phones in it that transmit up that comes back to the truck.
To 3 different providers, if I'm not mistaken.
Six
total.
Cell
for
phones,
backups,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's pretty crazy, the technology, and for all that stuff to happen in a second. And, there's a couple of limitations, like you got to kind of stay close.
Yes.
Oh, look, the Disney 70. Yeah. They've got that on the bottom of the basket. That's the bottom of the basket.
Wow.
Those white stripes are kind of the skids.
Yep.
So we're looking at the bottom of the basket.
So everyone knows below if they can't see above, which everyone would know above exactly what it is.
Disneyland 70, hashtag Disneyland
Look at that
70.
pretty basket.
Oh, yeah.
It hasn't been enchanted. There's
our buddy Dale.
Dale Patton. Hey, Cat, we're going to give him some heck. Dale, you're in our shot, man.
Another one of our great drone cameras. Looking back, you can see we don't have too many more balloons on the field to get inflated.
You know, I'm getting some texts up here from different pilots saying that they've elected not to fly today. And, hey, that's perfectly acceptable. They know what limitations they can fly under and the reasons why. And no one's looking bad. Again, we're on Thursday, right? So they've been flying for many days or doing operations for many days.
Well, we talked yesterday about, Wednesday, Thursday, always a good time for a break. We've flown every event.
They want to get ready for the weekend, which is, back to back to backs for a lot of them. And us.
And the brain is airborne. It's still going to be the brain. You can change the name to high design, intellectual design, all those great things. It will always be the brain.
Talking about the sizes again of these shapes, we talked yesterday about Arabelle being 210,000 cubic feet. To put that in perspective, you could fit 210,000 regulation basketballs inside of Arabelle when she's fully inflated. I don't think there's 210,000 basketballs in the state of New Mexico.
Probably not.
But I started thinking a little bit more. 2 cartons of milk would be about the same size of a basketball. So you'd be able to fit 420,000 cartons of milk inside of Arabelle while she's flying.
Wow.
That's a lot of milk.
I'd hate to be doing that milking. We talked yesterday about the statue, the silhouette of the statue of Sid Cutter in the top of the balloon. That's the other trend that's happening now, which we talked about. We just saw a smiley face at the top of that balloon. This one doesn't have a design in it, just kind of has that white spot. But what they're doing right there now is they're putting the tabs in. You see how parts of that top are kind of attached to the other part. That's the Velcro top. It's also the vent. That's connected to a rope back at the bottom of the basket. They pull the rope. It opens that opening. The hot air escapes and the balloon cools off and therefore comes down. But when the balloon is laying on its side, when you're trying to cold inflate it, that fabric would tend to just fall there and you'd never get it full of air. So you use some Velcro tabs to put those in to hold it in place while you're inflating. Once you stand up, you pull all those tabs loose. So that it works as a valve.
Yeah, you're going to set that top, which the pressure of the balloon is going to actually hold that parachute top in rather than the Velcro itself.
Absolutely.
You know, and back in the day, thinking about the 53 years of this, I have some photos. You probably have these. They used to flap the balloons. They didn't use inflation fans. And once they got just enough air in them, they had someone go in with a stick and hold up the fabric while they just did small puffs, and they would be standing actually inside the balloon while the pilot is actually igniting the burner.
Yeah, sometimes it was a weed burner that they'd go in there so that they didn't burn the person holding it open.
Right, that person's name was Cremation Charlie is what they nicknamed him.
Yes,
so I have some great pictures of Cremation Charlies throughout the first probably 3 or 4 Fiestas.
I never inflated the balloon that way, but I've had my inflation fan run out of gas, and so I kind of have to do some flapping of the fabric to get enough air in there so that I could actually start using my real burners. I never put Charlie inside.
The balloon we just saw was Good Morning Sunshine, being flown by William Varva from Reno, Nevada.
There's our hammerhead shark behind Arabelle.
And that pilot's only 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously today, in his mind, it's a good day for him to fly. And that's perfectly acceptable.
So as we look down from our drone, we look along east side. Look at the crowd there.
Yeah.
The red is the Reester we talked about. Then you've got Arabelle. We're going right to left. That looked like Buttercup right behind there. We actually got a sneak preview right at the end of yesterday's show.
We shut it off before they could see all the Buttercup.
Right, but now Buttercup is out there as well. And then back on the far right side, the hammerhead shark. I saw a number of our others. Buddy Beaver I saw getting inflated out there. And when we get back to another view of that, we'll pick out another. But in the meantime, let's head down the field to Diane.
Here we go. Hi, gentlemen. I have Chris Kentworthy. He is with Flight Safety, and he's got his eyes on the balloon behind us, and we're watching us behind us as well, and that's Maya Balloon?
The Maes Balloon. They're a local real estate company.
What do you think of this morning so far?
It's windy. Yeah, but we're getting a few off and putting on a good show for the Glow today with special shapes. And but yeah, just helping keep an eye on pilots, giving them a second set of eyes here, and making sure that they're safe.
Maya's Balloon. Here we go. They're working hard. We're going to take a look at all they have to do to keep that steady. Oh, the little more propane in that envelope. They're walking now to the zebra. What do you think of this so far?
It's this is a typical breezy day here at Fiesta, so you know, always fun and sporting inflations and getting them off the field. But zebras are doing a good job. Everybody's working good together, and looks like he's gonna. Off he goes.
Was it so bad?
No. It feels a little chaotic when you're on the ground, but once you get up in the air, everything smooths out, and it's they should have a great flight this morning.
Chris Kentworthy, how many years have you been working with the Balloon Fiesta?
I flew here for 5 years, and then this is my first year on our flight safety team. We got an awesome team of veteran pilots out here that are helping lend a second set of eyes to all of our pilots and making sure that they stay safe and just helping them. It's a stressful event, and so, you know, making sure that, they just are all situated before they take off and ready to fly.
You know, a lot of stress for a few minutes, and then
it's peaceful once they get up there, and Yeah, so it's a beautiful day. Putting on a good show for everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
bet.
Appreciate it, Chris. Back to you, Art.
We are back here, and it was great there. We actually saw the balloon from afar and a great shot of the basket. And as they were describing, that's exactly kind of it. Until the balloon gets off the ground, the basket tries to drag while the envelope's trying to blow away. So you put a lot of weight on the basket, you get a lot of heat in there, so that when you do take off, you have a constant set of ascension.
Yep. And this is a day why we require tie-offs, because you don't want the balloon getting away from the crews and hitting, running into people, so on and so forth. Again, back in the day, I can remember 7 Bars Airport. I watched a guy one time not have a balloon tied off, and he went all the way down the runway until he got enough air in it to clear the ground.
The other thing that on a day like today is when you get something we call false lift. And what happens there is the balloon's standing on the ground. You're still on the ground, and the wind is going over the top, and it starts creating that Venturi effect where it's trying to lift the balloon. And so what happens is that you think you're buoyant and you're getting some lift because the pressure is less, just like an airplane wing. But then as the balloon picks up speed, that lift goes away, and if you don't have enough heat, you're going to come back down into the ground.
And if you better have a bunch of room in front of you, then you'll be hitting objects down in front of you.
Absolutely. So that's where the safety officials, the launch directors, and of course all the idea of tie-offs is a good thing to do. Here's a nice drone shot. You can see Arabelle standing up. There's Buttercup right off the other side, not quite standing up.
I'm not sure if that's Buttercup or not. It looks...
Actually, maybe it should. Well, maybe is that the panda? There is a polar bear and there's a panda. Maybe, but Buttercup had stood up. Well, we'll see. Anyway, there's Buddy Beaver. Balloonful sunrise in the background, the regular shape with all the extra balloons on there. They keep moving them around on us, so. Take a look up, Ted.
I'm looking. Oh, hello.
Thanks, James.
I don't think that's Johnny Panda.
We'll
soon see.
Yep. Sometimes they have to stand them up. There's been 3 or 4 different kind of white ones with just little appendages on it. So that
we'll wake up next Monday thinking about which balloons they are. This doesn't go away.
Yeah, and it's like, dang, I called them such and such. So. Xfinity is up. Hey, Elvis is in the house.
Elvis has not left the building, but he will shortly. No, maybe not.
Maybe not. Probably yeah.
I believe that's probably Debbie Young piloting Elvis.
Oh, it's coming to see the weather.
Hey, Diane's down there with the chase crew. Diane?
Well, I thought I've never seen a chase vehicle this large. I have Kyle and Keisha from Albuquerque, and they do private balloon flights off the field, but they have this very large, very comfortable bus.
Yes.
It's the former Sandia Casino converted bus into a chase crew vehicle.
We have it converted, so we have lights and we have a TV, so that way you can hang out. And we're also the kid crew over here, so all of the kids on Balloon Fiesta, they all come in, stay warm.
Let's take a look, take a tour.
They better have Balloon Fiesta live on in that thing.
Okay. You see in there.
So as you walk in, you'll see we have our red, white, and blue lights going today because we love America. Usually we have the TV going, but kids turned it off.
You could have Balloon Fiesta live on your TV.
We should, but the kids turned the TV off because we made them come out and help us.
Yes, of course.
And that's how you got to get them off. You got to turn the TV off so that way they pay attention.
But you have your own business?
We do own our own business. My husband is the pilot. He's flying the Maes balloon today. So my husband and I own Elevated New Mexico. And like I said, we do private rides, which sets us apart from the other ride companies here in town.
And you now have to go chase Maya's balloon because they took off and there's a bit of a breeze out here, correct?
It was a little bit of a breeze, but nothing that we're concerned about. We got it.
Very good. Thank you. But you have to get going, right?
I do. I better get on the road.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you, Kaya. Back to Ted and Art. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Diane.
Well, so what they can do as they drive off, of course, the TV's up so the driver can't see it. They could turn Balloon Fiesta Live back on so the rest of the crew can watch while they're chasing.
Yeah, as a reminder, Rainbow Riders is the only official ride concessionaire of the Balloon Fiesta.
Absolutely.
But there are ride companies throughout Albuquerque that operate 365 days a year.
Well, 365 minus 9.
Yeah.
Well, they probably do.
There are some that are out there.
There's some
flying.
that are out there, yeah.
They do have to stay outside the perimeter of the 4-mile TFR, which is
temporary flight restriction.
Yes.
Yeah. We're to that point where we have to cover for each other those days.
Get with it, Ted.
Boy, I'm looking to get back north. Some of those guys are going really high. Not that that's a problem.
No. And looking at the recent weather that Duncan sent out, he's here on the stage, but he doesn't want to talk to us right now.
He's come up here to check out the weather station.
Yes, he did. He came to check on his baby up here. At 5,100 feet out of 186, it's 7.99 knots. This is a knot one, not a miles per hour.
As opposed to a yes one?
Yes. No.
No.
5,200 feet, 180 at 10. 5,300 feet, 184 at 12. 5,400 feet, 190 at almost 14. 5,500 feet, 195 at 15. So I think that's why we're seeing some of these regular pilots that may, not competing, may not fly today. But the competitors, I guarantee you, this is the type of stuff that's going to get them where they want to go really quick. Once you pop up to 7,000 feet, there's
Buddy Beaver and Hammerhead.
Yeah, once you pop up to 7,000 feet, it slows down. That's what we saw Al doing up there in the Whirl Balloon.
I saw the barn out there as a special shape. And Rod Baca in the Farmer's Insurance Balloon getting himself in the picture with the shapes. It's a good way to get on TV.
Yes.
Put your logoed balloon up by a very popular special shape or two, and you'll be in the picture and we'll talk about you. So this is Special Shape Day here, the first of 2 Special Shape Days here at the Balloon Fiesta. And Diane says this is a great day to talk to spectators. Right, Diane?
Fiesta? Yes, because we have Sue and John near Hershey, Pennsylvania. Sue took her first flight 30 years ago, and she thought she'd take another one here at Balloon Fiesta. First time here.
Yes, it is. It's lovely. It's great.
How was your flight yesterday?
Awesome. It was a little cloudy, but the sun was peeking through the clouds, and it was just awesome.
Now, you prepared very well for your trip to Albuquerque. How did you prepare?
I've been watching Fiesta View all the time. I watched last year's episodes. Been watching this week up every day. So.
And you came up to meet me?
Yes, I wanted to meet you and get my picture with you because I've been watching you and you're so much fun.
And are you learning things? Learning things you did not know?
Yes. Just different things about the balloons, yeah. Can't think off the top of my head, but.
What are you going to tell your friends back home in Hershey, Pennsylvania?
They got to come out and do this.
Why?
Because it's so much fun. There's so many balloons. It's just awesome.
And what do you think of this morning?
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Look at this. Look at that. John, look at that sky.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good sunrise over there. You saw that.
Yeah.
Coming up now, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
How are the photos you're taking? Let's see your lens.
Well, it's her camera.
I have
just take
4 cameras with me.
Just 4.
I have a tattoo that's a camera with a giraffe.
So this is the giraffe place on Earth.
Yes, and I'll probably take thousands of pictures in a couple days.
Hey, appreciate it. Glad you had a wonderful ride.
Thank you.
Tell your friends.
I will. Thank you.
Back to Ted and Art.
Thanks, Diane. So we're going to bring Diane back in now. We're going to get Ted ready to go down for our competition. The sun has just hit the field, so I suspect that we're going to start seeing a little bit of change in the breeze on the field. We'll see what way that change absolutely happens.
There's JD. He obviously decided to fly right next to the world famous Ron Sanchez flying the fabulous Bubba's 33 balloon, a local restaurant here in town. Actually, they're a chain.
And they just opened a second location here in Albuquerque out on the west side. Still trying to get into that location. Bubba's always busy here in town.
Oh,
great place.
It's actually busy everywhere. I was at one in Oklahoma City that was busy.
The sloth is standing up down there on the field, as is Splash Duck. A lot more of our shapes getting cold air and or standing up. And the slow cold inflation of the Ristra continues.
Well, you can see from Ron, from the last image of Ron and JD and this balloon taking up now and Seasons in the middle of the field, it's starting to slow down.
It is, absolutely.
You have even Tony Polito in the Rio Grande Down syndrome balloon that JD liked flying with yesterday, where they took off together and landed together at Vista del Norte.
So here's a great shot of a number of, just was there of a number of our new special shapes with Splash Duck, and I saw Vlad Dracula there.
There you go.
Yep, Frankenstein I think is in there, and then the Pirata Joe.
Frank Boy right there to the left, Dracula.
Yeah.
Baby Drac.
So great shot of them all standing up. And again, most of them are going to stay on the ground today. We saw a few take off, but most of them are going to stay for a static display out there, which will be just fine to be able to see all of them.
There's Splash Duck.
Quack, quack, quack.
And I'm not certain, but I'm thinking that white balloon that we saw before is Teddy Bear.
It could be.
He's my cousin.
I see Tiamo in the mix there, and I think is that Buttercup?
That is Buttercup.
There's
right
Buttercup,
there. Yes.
yeah, with the black and white and the pink. And then we've got Lulu, the cheetah, it's the yellow one. There's Elvis out by the barn.
There, look at Arabelle. That's a great shot. Looking over the barn.
Oh, looking over the top, yeah.
Almost like she's part of it.
Is that the pumpkin that we saw the stem of? There's your buddy Tony Polito.
Yes, sir.
Rio Grande Down syndrome balloon. Going to fly right over our view down here.
Yeah, Tony's a long-time pilot here. Like I said, he flew for Sid Cutter and World Balloon back when they had the ride concession years ago here at Fiesta.
They were kind of the only balloon company. They did it all. They did the rides. They did the corporate balloons. They did the flight instruction. They did everything there. Of course, the World Balloon Corporation's been kind of sold off in parts, and different people do different things.
See if we can get him to wave at us.
Is that the Panther? Looks like the Panther.
Uh-oh.
You've been spotted, Matt. Did you get your selfie with Tony?
Oh, no, I should. Huh? There we go. Nice call, sir.
That's why I'm the producer.
We have about 3 regular shaped balloons out on the field, so I think it's about time.
It's time for you to head down and get ready to be on competition. We're still 20 minutes from that, but it'll take you that long to do that. Yep.
Here's your ring.
Leave the ring here.
I was leaving it with you so you could practice.
I could practice, yep. Bring a pole by and we'll make it happen. So we'll be talking to Ted down from the field in the middle of competition shortly. While we continue to launch regular balloons, we're going to stand up our shapes along the eastern side of the field. There's the Milky Way balloon. One of the balloons from the Kinzers. See if that's who they have flying it this time. Yeah, Bill Kinzer is the primary on there. There's Lulu. And there's the Sloth now airborne. See if I can keep up with who's flying what. Sloth being flown by Jean-Francois Ferland from Canada. As we zoom in on the basket. Here's from the field, kind of looking in among the mass. The blue with the yellow, that's going to be Evo. And that's Arabelle going back to sleep. That was Teddy Bear off on the right-hand side. There's the barn, there's Elvis. And the Ristra still getting cold air put into it. That balloon now basically based back here in Albuquerque for a number of years. It was based in another part of the country. It's now back here. And so we'll see it on probably special occasions. There's another shot of Splash Duck looking over the entire setup. See the red macaw in there. The blue macaw is in there. Looks like one of the penguins still getting cold inflated. Not sure which balloon that pink one is. By the way, Ted, as you're on your way down, I have not gotten the. I have not gotten anything from Henry yet, so you might have to check with the scoring officials when you get down there and tell us what the tasks are for today. Typically on Thursday and Friday, we set up at least, 5 poles, and that's where folks will throw the ring over the top of the pole. And there's cash prizes. If you're the only pilot with your ring on the pole, you win the cash. Multiple rings, the pilots split the cash. In addition to that, there's always some other type of task where they'll be throwing a marker or a baggie on. Typically in X, but then we do things where we'll create a scoring area. It might be a square or a rectangle, it might be a triangle, it might be a set of triangles. Each of those tasks have their own specific scoring areas and rules and what you can do and can't do. Like I said, when we get that, when we get Ted down there and he can check with the scoring officials, we'll find out what the actual task is. And we'll bring it to you and explain it to you. There's Tiny the Fire Dog. Our view of Tiny, and he has his Move Over banner. That's one of the big messages Tiny likes to present. Move over for first responders, construction workers. When you see them on the side of the road, move over, give them space, keep them safe as well. There's another one of those fancy designs in the top, and that looks to be Mickey. Wondering if that's our celebration balloon. And off the ground we go. I'm going to guess that's the pirate balloon, Pirata Joe. There's the back side of it. And a little turning vent action as it kind of rotates around. One of the new special shapes from Brazil. Oh, that whole line that we saw earlier looks to be taking off. So following Pirata Joe off, there goes, I think that's Vlad Drac. A little Dracula. Renato Goncalves flying that. There was a shot of, yeah, there he is. You see Hunter the Fox off the eastern side and out of the center. There's our Panther balloon. Maybe we can pick that up from the either from here or from the pilot tower camera, or if our drone is up. There's Hunter the Fox. So a number of our shapes, most of them are going to just stand up and do a static display. And here's our balloon camera out with JB Aiken. JB is competing today, so they had to go at least a mile away, pick a launch site that they think is going to give them a direct line back to the field. And shortly they'll be given the okay to launch to begin competition. Meanwhile, they're putting some heat into the Ristra, and so the chili Ristra is standing. All the red chili pods with the little corn tusks that would tie them together at the top. And now that he is standing up, I can see on the far side the blue one. That's the fish bowl called Something Fishy. Sean Aiken flies that for us. Then just coming inside, the red one looks to be Mango Seahorse. And Mango is being flown this year by Raleigh Little. There's another great shot of Hunter the Fox. I love the face and the mustache. the whiskers on Hunter the Fox. And the speed right in the first couple hundred feet of the winds has definitely slowed down. So in looking at the altitude where Hunter Fox and Drac and the Pirate, they're just kind of hanging there. There's a nice shot of Tiamo, balloon that belongs to Tammy Orr. I think she's got, not sure if she's flying it and standing it up today, or if her additional pilot is. She was talking about having her additional pilot stand that up for her. So we'll have to see. Is that looks like Alicorn. There are 2 new llama balloons here, in addition to the unicorn of Alicorn. There's a nice shot looking down the field from one of our drone cameras. You can see them all kind of looking left to right, starting, hey, Chicky Boom. My friend Peter Cuneo standing up Chicky Boom today and tomorrow for us. Chicky Boom, one of the early special shapes. It's kind of the one that kind of started the whole special shapes craze. A couple of guys by the name of Jacques Soukup and Kirk Thomas decided that balloonists took themselves too seriously and created that. There's Puddles. That's one of the penguins with the blue, so that's the boy. The blue skirt and bottom. And as we were zooming in on it, we noticed there were no eyelashes. Here's the Disneyland 70th celebration balloon, celebrating happiness. And Lori Spencer, I believe, is standing that up. Could be Scott Ashby. They got a couple of folks working on the Celebrate Happiness balloon, celebrating 70 years at Disneyland. So there's the Ristra. We can confirm that definitely is Teddy Bear, the pumpkins in there. Master Yoda's in there. Behind that is Splash Duck. Off to the left of Teddy. In the background, the blue and yellow is Evo. And there's the pumpkin, Miss Autumn. Looks like the barn behind it. And yeah, off to the left of the Ristra. And now we're kind of looking through there. That is the balloon called Party. It's like a whole bunch of party balloons together. And you get a good shot of the back of Tiny the Fire Dog with Move Over. And Humpty Dumpty kind of trying to peek around the corner. The Plains Capital Bank balloon, known as In the Buff. We had a viewer picture of that earlier today, of where it landed in a neighborhood. So Lulu on the right, the POW MIA balloon coming over to the left. The red one is Vampirilla. The long white one, there it is on a better shot. That is Zozobra. And so Zobra is a 100-year-old tradition that we do at Labor Day in Santa Fe, just about 60 miles north of Albuquerque. It's the state capital of New Mexico. And the concept behind Zozobra, it's Old Man Gloom. And so people will write down their troubles and their issues and all of those types of things. And then they give them to Zozobra, Old Man Gloom here, and then they set him afire. And so you burn up all of your problems and your issues, and you are set to have a wonderful year after that. So last year, Zozobra, brand new special shape, built for the 100th anniversary. And so Zozobra is being inflated. Into the Mountain Gods is a resort to down south that's in Ruidoso, New Mexico, and they have built that special balloon for us that they're flying this year as well. So again, we have some regular shaped balloons taking off as the special shapes inflate on the east side of the balloon. East side of the field, I guess I should say. There's Buttercup. Someone asked on our Facebook page a couple of days ago if we would show a picture of Buttercup. I had to explain that a lot of these special shapes, or a handful of these special shapes, are only standing up today, tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. They participate just in the special shape days. Many of them participate all week long, but some of them are only here, and Buttercup is one of those that's only here for these 2 days. There's another one of our new ones in Geronimo. And there goes 369. That was going to be Mike Bowens in his new. Let's see, I want to go back there. His new balloon that he was calling Mike. He may have come up with a different name for it. We're out somewhere else, not in the Balloon Fiesta Park field. That's JB Aiken again. You can tell the triangle basket with the Balloon Fiesta Live banner on the side of it. So he's got some cold air. So the competitors are starting to put some air in the balloon. There's the Stork balloon. The first incarnation of this balloon was called Great Expectations. Dr. Steve Comandina, who's on the board of directors here, who's an obstetrician, created the Stork balloon. So breaking through the egg of the balloon is the stork delivering the baby. There's Little Dog. Another shot. Okay, so I can see the target. So those triangles out there are going to be part of a competition. The X's will probably either be hot, which means there'll be a target itself, or you can drop in the triangle. I'm looking for another triangle. I don't see one. So this is probably going to be, and I've forgotten the actual name of the task, but the task is probably going to be to hit the very tip of the triangle, the one closest to the X. So there's 3 sets of those out there. So they'll come in, they may make the X's a target in addition to the triangle. But that's what we're looking at. That's what the pilots are going to see as they come in from the north, and they'll have markers to drop on those. And I do see from my vantage point that we do have the poles standing up, so they'll be throwing the rings. So while we were talking about that, they have now stood up, or are standing up, Zozobra. We were talking about Old Man Gloom and Zozobra, while Tall Steve flies back the other way. And now I do see that is the pink is Alicorn, the unicorn on the far right side. Tiamo, the heart balloon, kind of behind Tiamo, behind Zozobra. And you see how much taller Zozobra is than those other balloons. Here's Z-Boy, the little Zorro. And one of the frog balloons. We're seeing the back side. I think that's Hyla. And zooming in on the basket. Vampirilla still standing on the ground. Buttercup. Milky Way with its back to us. And way over on the left side of the screen, there's one of the bees. Arabelle, probably one of the more famous or most famous special shapes here. But the bees, a very close second. They may have even won that contest a few years ago. There goes Splash Duck. I love this great new special shape. One of the new shapes from Brazil, Muriel Hoffman de Souza flies that for us. And that frog, I've just looked it up and confirmed that is Hyla up there. And there's the police dog. It was a new shape a couple of years ago. Rodney Williams has the police dog. JB Aiken now putting heat into his balloon. Again, he's off the field. He'll be flying in towards us and hopefully coming in and throwing on those X's and triangles. I see Crispy Bacon right next to the police dog. That is Chris, the letter P, Bacon, the pig. And off to the right side, you also see the stork and a couple of others in there as well. So we saw the X and the triangles on the field. Ted has made his way down to the competition area, and he hopefully has found out what the actual competition is going to be today. So Ted, what do you find out?
Hey, Art, well, it always helps when you have the Balloon Meister's phone number. So I gave Henry a call out on the safety tower. He apologized that he didn't get us the information, but I'll tell you what we're doing. We are doing a drop on the closest tip of any triangle, and there are 3 triangles out here on the field. So if the cameraman will come this way with me, we're going to try and drop right down here to the closest tip of any of these 3 triangles. In addition to, we also have right over here 3 live X targets that is going to be part of a hesitation waltz. It doesn't really matter which one, but they are all 3 live X's. And then we have 5 poles out there, which showed the ring earlier today, that we're going to try and ring the poles on each of those. So we have the Gordon Bennett, as Henry called it, the triangle closest to the tip. We have a hesitation waltz on these 3 targets. And then we have the 5 poles out here. So we'll be back here once the competition starts up and send it back up to you at the studio.
Hey, Ted, so it is 8 o'clock. So if the targets are all ready, I'm going to say that the field is open for target competition. And we are now live on the public address system here on the field. Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Maes down in the competition. I'm up here on the rooftop studio, and you're listening to Balloon Fiesta Live, a live stream of all the 14 sessions of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. We're going to be calling the competition from the field in here, as Ted was just describing when they joined the field PA. There are triangles out there that they want to hit the tip of. There are X's out there that they want to throw a marker on the center of. And there are poles that they want to put their ring over the top of. All of that is happening while our special shapes remain inflated along the east side of the field. Now the competing balloons, those are ones that actually have left the field. They had to find a launch site more than a mile away, and then they're going to be flying into the target area and throwing their markers on there. So we're, those of you who can see the screen, we're actually being able to bring you some shots from the air. We have a camera in a balloon that we're able to follow them in. We've got our drone cameras up. If you're on the field, you're going to want to go home and watch all this coverage, and you can do that at balloonfiestalive.com. So Ted, since we picked you up kind of mid-sentence on the field, why don't you tell us again what the actual tasks are? What are these competitors going to have to do when they make it to the field?
All right, Art. I'll tell you what. First 3 times it's out here about the south end of where the competition rope-off area is. And on these targets, the goal is, Henry said, it is a Gordon Bennett is what they call it. They're going to want to hit as close to the tip of any part of the triangle as possible. As we move north, there are 3 X's almost in the middle of the field. Those are live targets, a hesitation waltz, as they say, and they can throw at any of those X's, any of the live targets. And then beyond that, on the most northern part of the field, we have 5 poles that they will try and throw a ring over, or ring the pole, so to speak, on the north end of the field. So they're actually, with the winds the way they are, it's going pretty quick. It's going to have to be a fast ring toss to an X, and then drop in any one of these tips of the triangle. So that's where we're at. We're waiting. I see competitors right now starting to launch. There's some on the east side that are kind of getting that north wind to go north and then drop back down into the field. I see that some of them have actually launched north of the field out towards the Corrales area. So we're going to have to wait a couple minutes. But as you said, competition has opened. It's about 8:03 unofficially right now. So we'll just wait for them to show up. Back to you up on top of the Tom Rutherford deck.
I think we might have some coming in from the south. They've launched south of the field, gone high, and are taking that direction to the north. They'll fly past the field, drop down, and come that way. So you've got the folks who are going to start low, and they're going to try and get that the first pass right over the field. Then if they miss, go up and come around. Then you got the others that are going to go over the field high and come back low. So they're going to come at us from every direction as they do that. And this is going to be a day to watch because, as you said, it's going to be very quick coming across. It's a day when you want to have your passenger, your co-pilot, your additional pilot, and you have a strategy. One of you fly the balloon, the other one throw the marker, and have them ready. So you might see them with their markers in their mouth, hanging on to them. And so, yeah, it's going to be something to watch these guys come in. And especially as close as those X's and those triangles are, that really is going to be like a throw. It's going to be almost that fast. The other thing they're going to have to watch for, and you know this as well as I do, because of the speed, the balloon is moving at the speed of the wind. When they drop the marker continues to move at that speed. While it's working off, as the gravity takes over, it finally slows down before it hits the ground. So you don't want to wait till you're directly over the target. You have to gauge where you drop it before you get to the target so that that momentum doesn't take it beyond where you want it to fall down into. So lots of different things to be paying attention to as you come in on competition. And of course, we like to say you can tickle the grass, but don't touch the ground, right?
Absolutely, Art. Sid Cutter was the classic. I'm going to go down and tickle that grass. I'll tell you what, we're out here at the X's right now that are all 3 live X's, and we're starting to see some people roll in. But again, it's going to be fast and furious with these wind speeds. I'm guessing they're probably 5 to 7 right now. You get a little bit of a speeding effect as the wind comes down, and Fiesta Field's in a bowl, so to speak, and then it comes across the field. So we're still within the limits of our waiver, which is 10. So we should be fine. I see that a lot of these shapes are starting to stabilize now. The wind is calming down a bit. So we will see what happens here in the next 5 to 7 minutes. I would anticipate that's when we're going to start seeing some competitors actually hit the field.
What a great backdrop this shot is of you with all the special shapes behind you. What a great shot. And I want you to turn around and look at him, Ted, because I want to see your back, please. So if you'll turn around, I want to show everybody the new safety vests that we have out there. We're wearing these so that the pilots, because we're actually in the competition area, which is flagged off. And so we want the pilots to be able to see us. And of course, we want to be identified as being Balloon Fiesta Live out there with our video tabs. Thanks, Ted, for modeling that. You do a good job of that. So here's a shot of the winds, and we can see that the wind is definitely calming down. Those flags were standing out pretty strong a while ago. While there's still a little breeze, it's just going to make for an exciting competition day. Here on Thursday, special shapes days with more than 100 special shapes. Some of them have flown off. Many of them are doing a static display for you. So while we're waiting for the competitors to come in, now would be a great time to go and mingle with the special shapes. Find your favorite one. I know that's going to be extremely difficult, but try and find your favorite one. Check out what the balloon looks like by looking up inside. Get your pictures taken with them. Ask questions of the pilots and crews, and learn about the special shapes. Ask them how big it is, how tall it is, how they decided to make that type of shape. And of course, be sure and check out our very special guests this year. The 70th celebration, Celebrate Happiness, from Disneyland.com, and even Mickey Mouse, I think, is in there. Glad to have them here, as well as all the rest of our special shape pilots and balloons, which we feature every Thursday and Friday. In the morning, we call it a rodeo. And tonight, we're scheduled for a glowdeo. There's Mickey on the screen, along with another party balloon right next to it. So the Celebrate Happiness on the right, the happiest guy in the world, Mickey Mouse, and the Happy Birthday Party balloon all lined up together. Lots of great fun with our special shapes here at the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. So we're getting, competition is actually open. The target area is open. And so our competing pilots are maneuvering to try and line up to get the perfect pass down the field where they can throw a ring over one of 5 poles out there. There's cash available for ringing the pole today. Get your ring on a pole, win some cash. If you're the only ring on the pole, then you get all the cash. And if there are multiple rings, then you get to split the cash. The X's and the triangles that Ted has described for us, that competition is part of the overall competition. So there are points awarded for throwing on the X's or throwing in the triangles. Those will be added to the scores from Monday, from Tuesday, and then what's going to happen tomorrow, we'll add those in there. So 4 days of competition. And on Saturday, we'll be awarding the Fiesta champion, as well as a number of places, so the overalls. The other part of this is that our balloonists are put into groups. And so there will be prizes, usually cash prizes, for the winners in particular day, a particular group, and sometimes even on a particular task. Some great shots of our special shape balloons that you can see on the screen if you're watching at home or if you go home and watch it later. Spidey Pig is there, our 2 raccoons. And we're also starting to watch, and we're starting to get one balloon coming down. It's the yellow kind of eye pattern. Looks a lot like one of the Rainbow Riders balloons, which is our concession, our official ride concession. Even looks like that size basket. Now, if that's one of the Rainbow Riders balloons, he's not a competitor, but talking about, hey, let me show you the way in. Yeah, let me show you the way in. So you know all of our competitors are starting to watch that as well. I think the red, white, and blue accident insurance company balloon coming down is going to do the same type of thing. So we're going to see some of our non-competing or non-competitor balloons. If they can make that box work, they will attempt to do that as well. There's always bragging rights when you can get your balloon to the target area. And actually, the Aero Balloon is one of our competitors. At least he has a competitor banner on there. All of our balloons have banner numbers. If the banner number is below 300, they are a competitor. And in fact, if it's number 1 through number 20, that is the place that they scored last year. So if you see banner number 1 out there, that is last year's Fiesta Championship. Banner number 10 would be 10th place from last year. Banner numbers higher than 300 are our fun flyers. And if they have a banner starting with 7 in the 700s, those are special shapes that are here just for the 2 days of special shapes. 600 banner numbers are our ride balloons. So there actually is a rhyme and reason to the banner numbers. And there's that Rainbow Rider balloon, has managed to box the field, took off from the field, probably a row about maybe row P, and has come back and has landed out there about row W. The Aero Balloon being flown by Michael O'Neill or Steve Coughing. We have 2 pilots registered on that balloon. And looking at our great shot, that is going to be Steve Coughing flying that balloon. I recognize his hat. We have some fabulous camera lenses that we're able to zoom in on the different balloons and shots. So it looks like Steve has opted to land on the field. versus fly the competition. He may have taken off from here. I thought I saw him take off from here. So opted not to compete this morning, which is fine. Anytime you can fly the box, though, and come back to the place that you took off, that's great, great bragging rights. Of course, once you land on the ground, your crew likes to catch the basket to keep you from dragging along. Then the pilot's going to pull a red line that's down in the basket. It's attached to the parachute vent at the very top of the balloon. By pulling that down, it opens a hole in the top of the balloon, lets all the heat out, and then someone grabs the crown line, which is a rope attached to the top of the balloon. They'll help pull that balloon over. The crew will then milk the rest of the air out before they pack it back in a bag and disconnect and do the rest of the deflation process. Out on the far, well, on each corner of the balloon field, there are tall pylons, red and white pylons, sponsored by Isleta Resort and Casino. Those are 75 feet tall, and they're there to give our officials on the ground and the pilots in the air a visual indicator of what 75 feet above the ground is. Our balloon pilots must stay 75 feet above the ground as they come into the field. After they are over the field and they get to the flagging area, that's when they can drop down to right at the surface level.
Put them in queue.
To be able to do their competition. Outside the flagging area, they need to be either in that ascent or descent between the 75 feet and the ground.
You said they had you muted on purpose because there was a lot of wind noise.
So we're starting to see some of our competitors come in. You've got a nice racer, the light purple with the yellow zigzags coming up. On the far west side, we've got a regular shaped balloon with the aqua and purple colors.
Art, we're working through some technical difficulties out here, but I think we've got it at this point. You're right, we have two coming right at the pole here on the north side to the east side of the field, and actually one to the far western pole. So we'll see what happens here live on Balloon Fiesta Live.
Yeah, they can't come in one at a time so that we can follow them. They have to come in bunches. Think about it, 5 poles, 3 X's, and 3 diamonds, so that's 11 different targets that are going on here, where in any other sport you've got 1 goal, 1 basket, maybe 1 on each end.
End zone.
Yeah. So it's taking every one of our
cameras.
11, every
field.
one of our 11 cameras plus the 2 you have, including the 2 you have on the field. And you can just see the whole mass out there to the north. Some of the ones that took off from the field. So we're going to have to work hard to differentiate who's really competing and who is one of the fun flyers. And there was a...
All right, we just had a nice throw here from banner number 186 that just with that purple balloon that just flew down the east side of the field. And now he's going to throw on the triangle. Very nice throw. Not to the tip, but very nice throw.
So that's the purple racer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Patty Nils from Marana, Arizona. And we watched him throw right here on Balloon Fiesta Live. While you were still up on the set here, Ted, we talked about Al Nels taking the beautiful world balloon up high. Of course, Tristan McLean in the ExxonMobil balloon. They both took off from the south end of the field this morning and have managed to box back around. And now they're going to come in over the field. That's what I was saying about mixing the competitors with the non-competitors. Everybody's trying to get back to the field.
Trying to, yeah.
And Art, we're going to see a barrage of competitors coming in here in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Just behind Tristan and Al, we have several of the sport racer balloons that are coming in. And if you guys are watching on the field, look to your right, to the north. You can see some of these descents that they're making. I see there's a silver balloon, I believe that's Peter Kubicek up there to the right. And we have several of them about ready to make a pass and see what they can do and score out here today on competition day number 3 at the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the 53rd edition.
Yeah, the racers we keep referring to are the ones that are more cylindrical. The design makes it so that it's a little easier to go up faster and come down faster, which makes them more like a sports car than the sedans of the regular size balloons. So the blue one with the yellow coming at you is Joe Candelaria. So he'll be one to watch. He's always a great competitor here in Albuquerque, usually at the top of our local balloon club scoring opportunities.
It looks like in reference to football, he may split the uprights and score 3 on the poles, meaning not really score, but get a field goal. But he's got a good line, at least for right now, on that far eastern X near Zozobra, about midfield at Fiesta Field.
Yeah, don't count him out. He'll maneuver. And like you said, I'm watching a lot of those racers that are farther out, and they're all deciding, okay, I've been up high long enough. It's time to drop into the wind pushing to the south. So they'll drop down. Many of them will drop down fairly quickly. And get
He
that.
just tossed a ring.
I think we caught that.
And now
that
he's going to
toss.
throw on that far eastern X. Far eastern X he's going to throw right here.
He's got it in his hand. And the throw.
And I have Al Nels coming right at me. Of course, he's going right over the X, and he doesn't have a banner because he's not competing.
Yeah.
Hey, Al, you picked the wrong day to not compete.
Like I said, it's all show off at this point, right?
We have this yellow racer coming down, making a nice descent into the field. I cannot see the banner number as of yet. Banner 67.
6-7 would be Steve Wilkinson from Palm Desert, California.
And here's his throw towards the X. Very nice throw. All things considered with the speeds that are happening down here. And now he's going for the throw onto the triangle.
We saw a windup.
And just out of the scoring area there. Just out, I believe.
I'm not sure if you said or I missed it. Do they have to throw certain colors on certain targets?
Yeah, I think that that pilot made the wrong throw. It needed to be, I believe, orange or red in the triangle, and he threw his red at the X and the yellow at the triangle.
That would make sense. Henry and the team like to have the orange and the red on the specialty target, if you will. Today it's the Gordon Bennett triangles. Other days it's been a double drop type of target. And then throw any other color on the generic X's. So that would be consistent with the way Henry calls tasks here. Henry Rosenbaum, our balloon meister, calling those tasks at Balloon Fiesta.
We do have another wave of competitors coming in, and I would say they're about 2 to 3 minutes outside of Fiesta Field. To your point, they're staying above that 75-foot marker, which is that big red pylon on the north end of the field. There's 2 of them. I can't see the other one. It's behind the special shapes. But they will make their descent. Once they clear that 75-foot marker, they are able to come down and, as we've said in the past, tickle that grass, but they can't touch it. and maneuver their ways first to poles, then to X's, then to that specialty Gordon Bennett scoring marker, and then off and land on the south end of the field, and they will call it a day. So they should be coming up here any second, Art. About a minute and a half away, I think, till we see our next wave of competitors.
And Henry Rosenbaum has just confirmed to us that, yes, it must be the red one that goes into the Gordon Bennett triangles. Any other color except red or orange, any color can go on the X's. Thanks, Henry, for confirming that. The other thing I'm noticing here, Ted, is it seems like those that are out to the north of the field and are a few hundred feet high, not moving too fast, and kind of, if they are, they're kind of coming south, maybe a little bit west, but once they get down to the field and then have to go back up to clear our special shapes, they really kind of kick off to the southeast. So definitely lots of steerage up there, including the ability to roll around, but I'm looking way high and I'm not seeing them getting to the west. We'll have to keep an eye on and see if that's up there. So a lot of strategies and a lot of different ways to try and figure out how to get to the target area and be able to throw those rings and those markers on the target.
Yeah, Art, it's looking like a couple of them that are high to the west. You can see there's the yellow balloon with the zigzag you mentioned before that had crossed the field. He got west. There's also another racer with a blue pink bottom stair step with a yellow equator. He's kind of going southwesterly, but you're exactly right. It's more on the deck coming into southeasterly, and it looks like we have another competitor right now coming in. This is the racer with the dollar sign on it. It's yellow with the black, kind of the fall colors. He looks like he has a pretty good lineup here for one of the poles and may be coming right to us at one of the X's.
Let me see if I can identify who that is. You know, we've talked about him all week. And part of what the difficulty is that the pilots will bring in multiple balloons, and then we only get a picture of the one they want to put on the trading card. So they bring in their competing balloons or their competition balloons, and we don't always get a picture and get them associated with someone. And with about 650
and there's
actual,
that right, there's that left turn you were speaking of, kind of going to the southeast as he came through a layer.
Absolutely.
But he is coming right towards one of the poles, one of the eastern poles. He's coming down right near it.
We got him on camera.
He's venting out.
Venting big time. Reach out.
Oh, and hit the pole, but it just fell off the side.
So that vent was to try and get right there, because we talked earlier about the ability to reach down and literally set your ring over, but that means you want to put the basket at just about the height of the pole. If you're any higher, then it's really easy for it to move off, and if you're too low, you can't get it over the top of the pole.
They just made a nice drop on the X as well, just outside of the center on the southern part of the X, and they just now dropped it almost on the northern tip of the triangle, and they did drop a red marker, so that will be a good score.
And then you got to put some heat back in and climb over the top of the special shapes because you're headed right towards them. Lot of things to be paying attention to.
That southeasterly turn today is not being favorable to these competitors because of the special shape rodeo. But here we have another one. This is a Kubitschek multicolored coming in. He's venting fairly fast. Just missed the, I guess, northeastern pole, but now is headed right towards the far eastern X. And we'll watch him drop his marker live here on Balloon Fiesta Live at the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the 53rd edition.
Yeah.
There's the throw. A very nice throw.
Yeah, we could see the leg of the X, so he's pretty close.
You can tell that these pilots are being very mindful of their special shaped friends on the east side. There's the launch down to the triangle. And it looks like he's just outside of the scoring area. Now, Art, there's this multicolored with a black scoop coming in almost dead north on the, as we call the dividing rod road here. It looks like he's going to get to the left side of the field, has a good shot at one of the 2 poles that are on the northwestern side of the field, and then they'll come right back down here to the western X. I am at the X almost in the center of the field, about midway at Fiesta Field. And they have a very good line on this pole right in front of them. Very good. They threw it and they hit the pole, but no score. And they're they're venting out here. They're going to throw their marker on the X. Here's the drop. And just off the X right here, and they're going for their throw on the triangle. And they got it right about in the middle of the triangle. Remember, the good score is on one of the tips of the triangle, not so much the middle of the triangle.
All right, I'm back, Ted.
Well, it's our old friend on the north end of the field coming in the Iona balloon, local pilot Jerry, and he has a heck of a lineup on the pole in the center of Fiesta Field coming in.
Jerry Palmer, we've got him on our camera, so we'll watch him come in. A little burn, little vent, which is exactly what you do. I burned. Oh man, I need a little more vent. There's a little more vent.
This looks really good. This
we
looks
can see
really
the pole
good right here.
We can see him coming in on the pole. Take the ring off your neck.
Here he comes.
Wait for the exact moment. Give it a toss.
I just missed it.
So close. Good try, though, Jerry. Still a great backdrop.
Here comes the toss from Jerry.
Looks like he's throwing it right at you. Oh, look how close that is to the center of the X.
Yeah, he did a nice job. Nice job, Jerry. And here he goes on the triangle.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
And he is the closest to the northern tip.
Excellent.
He's the closest to the northern tip.
So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. As long as we don't sing it, I guess, right?
Exactly right. This yellow and blue and white balloon art that just crossed the field, he just threw his white marker at the X, his red at the triangle did not score, and that is banner number, looks like 179.
That would be James Lawson from Los Olivias, California. And that's like we talked before we got started here. This was going to be a come in, toss the ring, drop the marker on the X, drop the next marker in the triangle, and almost that fast, that quickly as you come across. Now, things have slowed down a little bit since we made that analogy, but it's not very far off of that. As we watched Jerry, it was drop the ring, throw the marker, throw the second marker. And now he's going to land here at the southern end. While I see Colin McClung, not in his Freedom Racer, but in his regular size Freedom Balloon coming in.
And Art, in doing all of that, throwing the ring, tossing the markers, oh yeah, you got to remember, you got to fly your balloon.
And actually, that's number one, right? Fly the balloon first.
Absolutely. Here's Colin and his crew. He's got someone hanging out. They're going to be a little high over that pole. They're going to drop their ring.
There's the drop. Just short.
Just missed it, yeah.
But I see he's got the yellow marker out that they're getting ready to swing and drop. If you're coming in over the target, you kind of drop it or throw it. And if you've got a ways, you kind of do a little wind up and let it fly that way. Right on the road we saw.
That was one of his passengers throwing that.
There's the orange one.
And right into the middle, about the middle of the triangle.
Okay.
Nice throw. All things considered, with as speedy as it is down here, these pilots are doing the best they can.
Hey, you don't have to score on everything. You just need to be consistent and get it's nice that if you got a score on every task, but if you can get 2 or 3 or 4 and line them up that way across the course of 4 days of competition, you're usually in good shape.
You know, Art, 4 layups will beat 3 3-pointers any day of the week in basketball, so I'm right there with you. That's, of course, if I did my math correctly on that.
Worked for me.
I think our next competitor to come in is going to be this multicolored balloon with the swirl. Looks like another Kubitschek racer coming in. I see some of the Hartzels out there as well, lining up.
Yeah, Colin is deflating right here at the south end of the field, so it's blocking a little bit of the view. But I do see Mike Spinelli up there in the yellow one with the turquoise black eye. And then you're right, there's a silver Kubitschek racer out there. I think he may have taken off from the field, if I identified it right. There's a couple of those Kubitschek racers. Oh, and then you have the swirl one dropping in as well. That one's actually going to get to you faster.
Yes, that's the first one that's going to make the field here before these other competitors come in, coming from the north to the south. And there is your, as they're flying south, the left-hand turn kind of going to the southeast once they hit about the 120-foot mark. Maybe a little lower.
So the spiral primary color balloon is Bubba Cliver from Louisville, Texas. It looks like he's going to get into the target area.
And this, he will be able to show you how that racer is a sports car and how quick he's going to be able to stop it at the deck here.
Like right there.
He's venting out again, so he's going to go down a little bit further. And you can see from that descent, he speeds up a little bit, and as he comes down, he'll slow down a little bit. He's going to be very close to that most farther eastern X.
So the ring around his neck, the marker in hand, and passenger throwing the other one. All right.
That was a nice throw.
And here comes the second throw.
And that was nearly on the tip of the X.
Great.
Or the triangle, I'm sorry.
Great job by Bubba. And he's got the ring to take back later.
his parting prize.
There you go. So we're looking back towards the field from our balloon camera of JB Aiken flying for us this morning. They're kind of looking, and they're seeing the field. They look like they're off to the west of the field, working their way back here. They might have been off to the northwest. We'll have to. I didn't take a look and see if I saw them in the sky. And on the screen, we're watching Michael Spinelli, the Eye of Enchantment. I think that's what he calls that balloon. Yep.
Art, on the west side of the field, we have, it looks like, banner number 021. They just threw their ring at the pole. They are now going to throw on the X at the middle of the field, perhaps.
Jim Walters from Missouri. Was that just his windup?
He's winding up right now, thinking about it. There's his toss, and oh, very nice throw. And now here goes his toss of the red marker to the triangle. And not a bad toss either. And just to let everyone know out there, from when he got to the most northern pole, to the X, and then to the triangle, was 32 seconds.
Wow.
I timed it.
Not a whole lot of time to be thinking and planning. You better have your strategies and everything lined up as you come in to make that happen. So while we're watching the competition as well, those of you watching online on BalloonFiestaLive.com, we'll be able to work in some different shots of our special shapes. As some of them have deflated, we get the angles that we can see some of the others. We just saw the red and blue macaw out on the north end of the field. I see Bob the Lighthouse out there. Tiamo is still out there. Spidey Pig is out there. La Ristra is down. The Inn of the Mountain Gods balloon is down here at the south end. And then there's the Celebrate Happiness balloon, celebrating the 70th anniversary and 70th celebration at Disneyland, accompanied by our good friend Mickey Mouse.
And don't forget Minnie.
Well, we had Minnie right here on the Balloon Fiesta Live show right after 7 o'clock this morning. Great to have Minnie come up. We got some great pictures. We talked all about the 70th celebration happening at Disneyland and how you can participate in that. The Disney folks will be here today, again tomorrow, and on Saturday. So wander down and you might find some sprinkle of magic they talked about around those balloons.
Art, as I'm looking north now, I do see a Kubitschek balloon. That's Paul Olguin from Arizona in silver lining, I believe. He is not a competitor. I did watch him take off earlier before I made my way down here. But right behind him, I'm looking at least a dozen competitors that will be making their way here into the field. And they've been working it. I'm watching the Hartzels. They've been working it really hard for about the last 20-25 minutes, but we should see the next group of them come in here within the next 3 to 5 minutes.
My information is that the competition target area is open till 9:15 this morning. That would give them yet about 31 or 32 minutes yet to be able to make it here. Yesterday we had people get to the target right after the smoke went off as the competition closed. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of people out there, and given the wind speeds and direction, they'll be here in time It's those that decide to try and make a second or third pass that would have a hard time getting back for that one. So you got to get lined up the first time today and then make the best of it as you come across the field. Remember, there are poles out there with cash prizes available for ringing the pole, and then X's and the Gordon Bennett triangles. The idea behind the triangle, as Ted explained to us, is you must put your marker inside the triangle, and the best score is the closest to the tip of a triangle. So that is a designated scoring area, those triangles. If you throw on the X, the whole target area is scored, and we measure to the center of the X. So we have one dropping in on the north side there, mostly solid yellow with some orange and purple at the top and bottom.
And they as well just got that left-hand turn as you're flying from north to south.
I see
about 100 feet up, I would say.
We see the ring in hand.
And that's banner number 113.
That doesn't line up. It looked to me like it was 112. But there's like two pilots on that one, and we know that one of them was flying one of the other balloons, so. So you remember the yellow racer with the dollar sign that kind of ended up over the special shaped side of the field? He managed to go back up high and get himself directly over the field. Not sure that he's far enough north to be able to get back to us.
He is actually right above where I am at that center X in the middle of Fiesta Field.
But you wouldn't want to drop your marker from there because the wind is going to move it to the south. So he's got to get farther north to be able to get a good throw.
Yes, Art, if you were to throw the marker from there, you may catch it on the desk at the rooftop studio.
I'd be ready. Hey, I see Fiesta Gold way up high out to the north, slightly northeast. The balloon that was built here during the 50th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. What a great shot looking back up at that yellow racer we were talking about just a second ago. We're looking up at Scoop, since it has a scoop versus a skirt. Scoops and skirts are the differences at the bottom. A skirt goes all the way around, and a scoop is kind of a half direction of fabric. The design of the scoop is such that you turn that so that the wind hits the scoop and is directed into the balloon to counter the pressure that's coming at the outside. That's what you do when you're standing on the ground or flying or coming in for a landing. But then if it's speedy, you'll want to rotate your balloon the other way so that that scoop actually closes the air going into the throat. On the skirted balloons, it doesn't matter. And just a different design plan and thought by different manufacturers. Speaking of which, we have a number of the balloon manufacturers in the southeast corner of the field. Want to know more about balloons? Go over there and design and pick out your own balloon. Cameron balloons, Lindstrand balloons, Ultra Magic balloons, Kubitschek balloons. You can go balloon shopping right here on Balloon Fiesta Park. Again, that's in the southeast corner of the field. They'd love to talk to you about balloons. They've got baskets on display and all of the different types of options. Each manufacturer has a better idea, so you can compare all of those and learn a lot about what the whole process of making a balloon, designing a balloon, purchasing a balloon from one of our balloon manufacturers. Always great to have them here on the field. And while we continue to watch competition happening here, as well as a few of our special shapes still standing up, as all the activity ends here today, be sure and go shopping. Get your official souvenir Balloon Fiesta merchandise at the north end or the south end fields of the field. Lots of different t-shirts and hoodies and hats and socks and blankets. Of course, you can also pick up the official souvenir program and the 2026 calendar full of great ballooning information and fabulous pictures by our official photographer team. And don't forget all the pins and patches available, again, in the official merchandise tents. One's at the north, one's at the south. And if you don't want to shop on the field, you can always shop online at balloonfiestastuff.com. So, Ted, the racers now coming down the western side of the field.
Yep. Banner 159. It looks like he's going to try and score perhaps on the triangle because he's past the X. Or perhaps if he's already thrown, he was just lining himself up for a nice green landing spot here on Fiesta Field, which that I believe he was doing.
And there's some of our zebras or launch directors there to catch him. And then
Art, it's like watching a chess match out here. It's like watching a chess match out here to the north end of the field. They have been very, very patient. I believe that is Peter Kubicek flying the silver balloon. But I'm watching the Hartzels kind of play off of one another, and these guys are just really trying to line up to make one good last pass at the field. I see J.J. Mancini and Mr. Sprinkles way north. He's been working it, but I'm not sure if he'll have enough to get him back here in the next unofficial about, looks like 25 minutes.
Yeah, the maneuvering that goes that happens out there is really incredible to watch. And all you have to do is look away for a couple of minutes, and then sometimes it's hard to find the balloon you were just looking at because they made that drastic of a change in their position, mostly in altitude, which is the only way we actually steer balloons. Winds go different directions and speeds at different altitudes. So if you want to go a certain direction, you have to put your balloon at an altitude where the wind is blowing that direction. No steering wheels available. And if you have one, it's not connected to anything.
Art, here's the approach of, I believe, Peter Kubicek coming right towards the second pole on the eastern side of Fiesta Field. They're making their last second Vince and Burns.
So Peter has a banner number of 326, which is not a competitive banner. And you said that because you said you watched him launch. So this is one of those bragging deals. Yeah, I can get back to the field and I can go over the X and the poles and the triangles, but not an official competitor. We keep getting shots online of our balloon camera of showing us all the other balloons that are flying. What I can tell from looking at the ground shots we're getting of them, that they're taking, they're not really in line to get here to the field. Okay, way off in the distance. I haven't found him in the sky with my eyeballs, but
if you're referring to our balloon cam pilot, I believe if you look where Fiesta Gold is, very far north making that descent, that may be JB out there, way beyond that. I don't know if you can see that far from your vantage point.
I'm looking. Yeah, that might be him.
Art, as we wait for the approach of these 5 or 6 racers coming in, I know we're not sure which Hartzell it is, but there are 2 of them coming from the north, both those silver balloons with the blue equator and the stars with the red, white, and blue. There's also that step balloon. I want to say it's from Iowa, right ahead of them.
When the Hartzels get close, Joe always has a ball cap on, and Rhett does not. So that's the clue when you get to that point. Stepping up is Aaron, and yes, it is from Indianola, Iowa.
And this balloon on the western side of the field is just like before. This is more bragging rights. This is Paul Olguin from Arizona, going, as they like to say, grass to grass from takeoff to landing here in Albuquerque.
Something that happens a lot in other parts of the country, but there's not a whole lot of grass here in the desert Southwest. It's always a treat to be able to fly from Balloon Fiesta Park.
They just actually threw a couple hats out of their basket at the pole. Sorry, Paul, but that doesn't get you anything, my friend, other than a chuckle.
That would be an interesting shot, to fly over a pole, not be the competitor, therefore you wouldn't have the ring. So you take your hat off and just kind of set it on the top of the pole. I think I'd give him the cash just for making that happen, even if you weren't a competitor.
That's pretty funny, yeah. I've actually done not that, but flown right over the X, but left my marker in the truck.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of that happens.
So I'm clear on this. Rhett actually wears the hat, or am I
No,
wrong?
Joe wears the hat.
Okay. I can't tell yet because they're still far out. It looks like one of the Hartzell's balloons will be here before the Step It Up balloon.
Looks like the breeze. We're looking at the
just a little bit more.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we're looking at the flags blowing on the north end of the field, and it looks like they're have picked up just a little bit at the moment.
One of the Hartzels farther north to the west is making an adjustment to kind of go up and down. Again, that chess match, so to speak, so they can get into the field. Both of these balloons that are coming in now will try and score on the western target, so on the far western half of Fiesta Field.
So we've got a great shot of a basket. I'm not exactly sure which balloon that is. I think that might be Joe. Doesn't look like Joe, though.
Well, this first Hartzell balloon, there is not a hat on the pilot. Well, hold on a second.
Is he wearing it backwards?
I can't tell.
Just took the ring off of his neck. Yeah, wearing the hat backwards. That's not, Joe always wears it forward. Getting ready to throw the ring. There's a long toss. Yeah, banner 99. Yeah, so what did I say? Rhett doesn't wear a hat, so today he puts a hat on. At least he's wearing it backwards. We saw his ring throw, and he just dropped on his yellow marker, which should have been on the X. Now he's got the orange marker out, and a little bit more of a throw. Looks like that was right inside the tip of the triangle.
That's the closest thus far out here on competition.
All right, good job, Rhett Hartzell. So Dad Joe is the one that was making the adjustment. And of course, we've been watching the other one coming across is the Steppin' Up balloon, Aaron Gebhardt. Banner number 2. And so like I told you, if the number is less than 20, that is the place that they finished in last year. So Aaron was the number 2 pilot last year here at Balloon Fiesta. And we just saw a really nice orange marker throw in the middle of the triangle. Aaron's even got a camera mounted off of his basket that we're able to see. And now they'll just come to the south end of the field where they will land their balloon. Nice place to land. Greeted by our launch directors who serve as the landing crew, if you will, here on the field as well.
Well, Art, as we wait for about 5 or 6 more balloons coming from north to south, we have that orange with black kind of middle of equator coming at us fairly quickly. JJ Mancini and Mr. Sprinkles. We have that red racer. There is a blue, dark blue, navy blue with a white silver equator coming in. So there's still quite a few competitors that could make the field. As again, the field will close unofficially in 16 minutes by my watch.
While we're waiting for the next batch of competitors to make it to the field, reminding everybody that tonight is our first Special Shapes Glodio. We'll take all of our 100+ special shapes, stand them up across the field, and we'll have a balloon glow that we call a Glodio. Just special shapes tonight. Great fun, coordinating burns, all burns, flicker burns. We'll help you figure out, we'll get some cell phone people involved. And we'll have a great time tonight with our Glodio. Of course, it all starts, field opens at 3:30 with things happening at the Chainsaw Carvers on the north end. You can get your shopping done, visit the Artisans tent. Team Fast Tracks will drop in at 5 o'clock, bringing in the U.S. flag and the new flag of the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
And Art, that was Robert Gonzalez from Coleman, Texas in banner 108 that just made a nice toss on the far eastern triangle. Little short on the X out here, but a nice toss overall, all things considered due to the conditions.
Well, remember, if you throw your marker on the X, it's going to get measured. Might be a long distance, but it's still going to get measured. To get a score on the triangles, you have to be inside the triangles. So you can kind of be anywhere on one, but you got to get inside the triangles on the other. 6:30 is when our Glodio starts tonight. Fast Tracks, Team Fast Tracks jumps back in at 7:30 with their pyrotechnic jump. Fireworks in the sky on the legs of parachuters, skydivers. 7:45, it's our evening drone light show brought to you by Sandia Resort Casino. At 8 o'clock, our afterglow fireworks. And then tomorrow, we do all of this again with the addition of it being Kids Day, presented by Chick-fil-A. Free stuff for kids at 4:30 tomorrow morning. And of course, the drone show, the Dawn Patrol will fly. We'll launch special shapes. We'll stand up special shapes. We'll stand up and fly regular shapes. We'll do this competition with poles again tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, it's another Glodio night. So 2 great days of special shape on tap here at the 53rd ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. And a reminder that we bring it to you all 14 sessions from start to finish on Balloon Fiesta Live. Those of you on the field, be sure and go back home and watch what you missed. or see it up close and personal. BalloonFiestaLive.com.
Art, we have some action out here on the west side of the field. We have a couple competitors coming in. This regular seat balloon, I do not have a banner number on, but they're going to make a toss here to the X. And points scored, and they will go to this southwesterly triangle. On the eastern half of the field, we have J.J. Mancini, banner number 177, or 077, I'm sorry.
And J.J. is on the board of directors here at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. That was Chase Sanders, by the way, in that racer over on the west side. The blue and black at the top and the bottom, and then kind of the yellow and white stair steps. And he kind of went shooting back up. I'm not sure if he was going to like try and make another attempt or what the thinking there is. Meanwhile, we watch
the balloon that is the balloon to the west that landed beyond the targeted area kind of cut him off a little bit. So I think he was just avoiding that potential hazard.
That could have happened. Got a great shot of JJ coming in. Of course, I think he's past the targets now, so he's looking to maybe land where our special shapes had been inflated.
Yes, JJ didn't do anything on the poles, but he did make a drop to the X, and he did make a drop inside the scoring area of the triangle. I see about 6 or 7 more racers to the north that have the potential of getting here in the next unofficial 10.5 minutes before the field closes for competition. I see Zarek Wells way high to the west, northwest in the guilty balloon. I'm not sure if he'll make it in time for a score. And I see Keith to catch and to catch a breeze. Or don't catch too fast, I'm sorry, way on the western half, northwestern half, towards the location of the propane area.
Yeah, I see the ones you're talking about. I'm also catching the Fiesta Gold balloon coming in, the yellow one with the turquoise and the big 50th logo. Peg Bilson should be flying that this part of the week. And of course, Peg's been in on the competition in her personal balloon earlier in the week, but she's already grabbed that left turn, so she's going to be over the east side of the field. Might even have to overfly the edge and go down just a little bit farther south. Hey, you might confirm with the officials down there if we're going to stop at 9:15 or not. That would be about 9 minutes from now. The red racer coming in, that's going to be Gary Cass. The yellow one that's a little farther out with the diamonds on it, that's Ken Drawn.
And we do have confirmation from our balloon meister, Henry Rosenbaum, that 9:15 will be the end of competition. 9:15 will be the end of competition. Thank you, Henry.
Yep, I just got the text as well. I love the cooperation and the communication we have with these folks so that we can bring you on Balloon Fiesta Live and on the field exactly what's happening so that you can hopefully enjoy Balloon Fiesta and today competition in special shapes just a little bit more.
Well, here's something we have for you. That banner 066 looks like it has probably the best lineup to a pole right now. And you're watching it live on Balloon Fiesta Live. It looks pretty good. Good lineup, but it was a little too low, unfortunately.
Again, we're talking about the red racers, so the more cylindrical red, all red one out there, that's Gary Cass from Yuma, Arizona. And Peg's going to land, Peg Bilson's going to land Fiesta Gold right there along Concession Row, Main Street, just south of the Main Street stage.
Whoa, and Gary made a heck of a throw on the triangle. Nice shot, Gary. You know, Art, as they come in, they're thinking, oh, look, I'm lined up with this pole. I got this, I got this, I got this. They're making their little subtle nuances, the maneuvers they have to make. And before you know it, the pole is upon you. And Gary was just a little too low. He vented a little too much and did not have enough time as the pole was coming up on him to make that recovery to get kind of to the pole height to drop that ring on it.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, right?
You're exactly right. The only thing, the only close in is horseshoes and what do they say, hand grenades or something like that?
Yep. So it looks like you still got 2, 3, maybe 4 going to be able to get in here with that line. Again, the yellow one with the diamonds, Ken Drawn. The silver, black and white spiral should be Johnny Petrin. Those two look good from here. The other racer that's more yellow, kind of zigzaggy type thing, looks like me like he's going to be too far west. And I'm not sure about the checkerboard one that's farther out. We'll have to wait a few minutes to see if they get closer.
I think that checkerboard one could make it here in time, but I'm thinking we're looking at the final probably 3 or 4 balloons that will make the scoring area before our cutoff time of 9:15. Unofficially, I have about 6 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, and looking out there, a couple of the others that we've been talking about, Joe Hartzell's kind of off to the west. A number of people that are just kind of too far out to be able to get here. I see the Beef Council balloon out there with Trent Caldwell. Dave Eichhorn's Marauders marked, yellow out to the north. A couple of racers off to the northeast. Neil Jackson and his Flying Circus is up high out to the northwest. John
Schmitz in the 5280 Flyer.
He's out that way. You talked about Zarek Wills. If we go over to the west, he's way out north and west and way high. He's not going to have enough time to get back here. Ken Drawn going to be pretty far on the west side. Maybe you could catch what's happening there. Yellow one with the triangles.
Yeah,
diamonds.
We got him right there. Yep, he just threw his white marker to the X. Not a bad throw, and now he's throwing. Oh, that's a nice throw. He got the far western tip of the triangle.
Good deal. We caught it right here on Balloon Fiesta Live. You got that. Johnny Petrin in the silver racers now drifting more to the west as well and going back up.
Walk with me.
So day 3 of competition winding down. We actually have 4 days of competition, so 1 more tomorrow. Scores from Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday will all be combined, and we'll be crowning a new Fiesta champion on Saturday afternoon. We'll be able to bring all those results to you Saturday night and Sunday morning in the last 2 sessions of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Again, you can see it on balloonfiestalive.com. All of our live shows are there. All of our archive shows are there. And this is year number 9 for Balloon Fiesta Live. So there's nearly 400 hours worth of uninterrupted ballooning competition, Balloon Fiesta activities to go back and check out.
Art, I am out here at the north end of the field with Will Mantis, safety official, and Mr. Michael Scott. They are holding the smokes in their hands, and we are looking right now. It is officially 9:12 and 50 seconds. So in a few minutes here, we will be letting the smokes go. We're going to get our cameraman just to the north of them because we don't want to be covered in whatever color they're going to let out. It looks like red or pink or purple. So we'll be about another 2 minutes and 55 seconds, and this day of competition will end. I don't see how any of these guys will get in here in that time, but we will see.
We're watching the scoring officials already out measuring from the center of the X, from the edge of the triangles, whichever the particular target is. The whole long measuring tape. They're going to measure to the closest part of the weighted part of the marker. So there's a bean bag on one end and the long tail. The tail doesn't matter. They're going to go to the closest section of the weighted part of the marker for that measurement. And on Monday's Sid Cutter Memorial, that was the distance of about 10 inches between one and the other, the first and second place. Speaking of that smoke, one year we actually did end up downwind of the smoke. It was a beautiful shot, but it wasn't the most pleasant place to be to get that shot when all the smoke is coming at you. So we've got you from the sky somewhere, and now we're watching the smoke. Less than a minute left of competition on this Thursday.
We have about 30 seconds left, and I'm going to count them down from 10 seconds. So maybe we can get the crowd that's out here at the field to end competition with a nice countdown before these two gentlemen on the safety team, the flight safety team, pull their smokes.
Sounds like a plan. So get ready to count down to the end of competition
10,
with us.
9,
8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Light the smoke. Happy New Year. And with the smoke coming off the center of the field, that signals the end of competition for today. Here at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. It's the 53rd time we've done this. We are so happy that you have come out to see today, or if you've been watching us live on Balloon Fiesta Live.
Art, well, that ends the competition here on the field. I'm going to make my way back to the Tom Rutherford rooftop studio, and I should see you here shortly. So thanks, everyone, for watching, and I'll be right back up to finish it off with you, or you finish it off yourself. I'll talk to you soon.
Depending on how fast you move to get back up here, that's the way it will happen. So another great day of competition here at Balloon Fiesta Park. And we are glad to be able to bring that to you, all the great throws, all of the wonderful activity here as well. We're going to kind of wrap up the show with a few housekeeping things and a few more announcements, those types of things. I'd like to start with the idea that you can win a Balloon Fiesta Live license plate. All you have to do is put your name and contact information into our entry form, which you can get to by scanning the QR code that's now on the screen. So scan that code, get your information in. Enter only once, please, and we are pulling and winning giving away 3 of these license plates every single session. And if you are one of the winners, lucky winners, I'll be in touch with you after Balloon Fiesta to be able to confirm addresses and make sure that you know that you're a winner, and we'll make all of those arrangements. So while the QR code sits there for those of you who are scanning and getting your entry in, the winners of the license plates for the Thursday morning show are Barb Morrison from Sandia Park, New Mexico, Nick Hardy from Severance, Colorado, and Diane Vieira from Cocarura, New Hampshire. Not sure I said the name of that town right. But Barb, Nick, and Diane, again, I'll be in touch with you after Balloon Fiesta is over to confirm that you will be getting one of these Balloon Fiesta Live license plates. Now, the other thing is by entering for a license plate, you may also be the lucky winner of a Balloon Fiesta Live jacket, complete with the Balloon Fiesta Live logo. We won't put your name on it, just the logo. The Fiesta Live logo, the ExxonMobil Balloon Fiesta logo. And if I swing around here, I can show you the back of the jacket, which is the same design on the back that we're giving to our special shape pilots. All of our pilots get pilot jackets here. The regular pilots get the regular event logo, and the special shape pilots get the one with the special shape design on the back. We're giving these away one per session, so I'm waiting till the end of the day. I will announce today's jacket winner probably tonight or tomorrow morning. So we'll be able to do that. So we've got 8 of those we're giving away this week. By the way, if you don't win one of these jackets, or you really want one, or you want one for everyone, whether it's the regular jacket or the special shapes jacket, they are now available for sale at balloonfiestastuff.com. That is our online store that you can get all of the official merchandise, whether it's pins, patches, programs, calendars, blankets, socks. All of those things are available at balloonfiestastuff.com. We've also just released a new pin as of Tuesday, and that is to celebrate Route 66, because we just started the centennial celebration of Route 66, which is actually next year. We put our Globitos balloons up on Route 66 on Monday night, and to commemorate that, we made a brand new pin, 66 on Old 66. There you have it there. So you can pick up that pin by going to Balloon Fiesta Stuff. The QR code on the screen now will get you there. And if you're buying sportswear, then put the code in, and when you get everything in your cart, put the code in, BF Live, and you'll save 10% on any of your sportswear purchases. Now, that would include the jackets that I'm wearing that you're going to be able to do, whether it's the T-shirts, the hoodies, the hats, all of those wonderful things. That's where you're going to get the 10%. Pins and the rest of that stuff, no discount on that. And you can only use that code one time. So make sure that you do your shopping and then go in there and take part of that. The other new item that we threw on the store just this morning at about 5 o'clock is the new mystery pin set. So we're selling you a box of 2 pins. You don't know which pins you're going to get, but it is 2 of a set of 13, or 12 actually. And so you buy 6 boxes, and if you're really lucky, you got one of each and you've got the entire set. More than likely, you're going to get a couple of duplicates in there. So the idea there is to buy your 6 boxes, or however many you want to get and take your chance at. We've got a pin trading day here on Balloon Fiesta Field at 11 o'clock on Sunday, and you can trade your duplicates with those who have other duplicates. But collect the entire set. Again, it's all packaged at the factory. We don't know what pins are inside. We know what the set is. And actually, if you buy the box, there are pictures of most of the pins on the back of the box. There's a couple of special ones that you have to wait and see what shows up in there. So lots of great, fun, exciting things happening at balloonfiestastuff.com. And the way to keep up on all of that year long is to subscribe to our weekly email called What's Up Wednesday. You can do that at balloonfiestastuff.com. And every Wednesday, you'll get an email that tells you what's going on with the store, what's going on with our merchandise, what might be happening, and what kinds of specials, those types of things. That's the place that we release all of our brand new information as well. So balloonfiestastuff.com, subscribe to What's Up Wednesday. Be in the know, and if you're shopping now, whether you shop online or you shop here on the field, if you shop online, you can use that code. That's the way to take care of all of that. And don't forget that all of our Balloon Fiesta Live shows are archived on balloonfiestalive.com. That's how you can go back and watch all of the previous shows for the past 8.5 years. If you missed something today, you missed it earlier this week, just rewind the tape or go check that tape out and be able to pick up those particular shows. Balloon Fiesta Live at balloonfiesta.com is the email address to be able to send us your pictures, your comments, anything you want to let us know about Balloon Fiesta. Again, it's Balloon Fiesta Live at balloonfiesta.com. We would love to see the pictures that you're taking of yourself, your pets, your family watching Balloon Fiesta Live. Or if you're out and around the field and you have balloons landing or you're watching those, just share all your pictures with me at balloonfiestalive@balloonfiesta.com. Get too many balloon fiestas in there, I think, sometimes. balloonfiestalive@balloonfiesta.com. We're sharing some of those pictures. We shared a bunch of those this morning, and so we'll continue to share those. And after Fiesta is over, we'll probably put some of those up on our webpage as well. So that's how to get in touch with us, Balloon Fiesta Live at balloonfiesta.com. Watch everything at balloonfiestalive.com and do your shopping at balloonfiestastuff.com. Hey, just in time, Ted. You made it back. Yeah, turn it on.
There you go.
What a great day of competition, huh?
Well, it was fast. It was furious. It was quick. Painless.
And exciting.
Exciting, very exciting. So I had a lot of fun down there watching them try to score. Like I said, going from that most northern target of the pole, making it to the X, then to the triangle, a lot of times less than 30 seconds.
Incredible. Yeah, so you really did have to have your ducks in a row, as it were, as you come across, to be able to drop that ring, because that always works better than throwing it and flinging it, although I've seen people do that. Give it a toss and have it go, and then drop or throw your marker on the X, drop or throw it on the triangle.
And have enough mindset to throw the right marker on the X, because you get a little excited what's going on there. So yeah, it was fun.
And then still fly the balloon.
Yes,
because the other challenge today was we had all our special shapes lined up along the east side, and the direction was right towards them. So you want to be down low enough to get, 25 feet to be able to set your marker or your ring over the pole, and then even closer to the ground to be able to throw those markers with a great deal of accuracy. But then I got to get heat and get over the top, or make an even quicker landing.
I saw a lot of pilots making that mindset as they came through in that decision that they were going to throw and clear. And although they would have liked to land here, they're not going to land in concession zone. They're not going to land where all the shapes are. So, and there was that, again, that dividing rod line right in the middle of the field.
Right in the middle of the field. Isn't that amazing?
It was crazy. I can't figure. The only thing I can figure out is that big wall they built out there, but it wasn't that warm today.
No,
so
it wasn't. It wasn't. And even the road, which is the other theory, that we get the heat off the road in the middle of the field, but it wasn't. It just wasn't there.
My other theory is it's Sid and Tom up there just laughing.
That's very possible. That is absolutely very possible about how that could be happening. So we'll have to see. So tonight's schedule. So the field will be open at about 3:30 is when we open the park, although folks that are here can actually stay all day. We don't kick anybody off. Many of the vendors will close for that middle gap, and then they'll be open again at 3:30 or 4. The chainsaw carving folks, they get on board and get their carving going at about 3 o'clock. Team Fast Tracks, skydiving, will be dropping in about 5 o'clock.
We could take a nap shortly.
I can't take a nap. I'm ready for one, man. Anyway, sponsored by Accident Insurance Company. At 5 o'clock, they bring in the flag. We do the national anthem. We get everything officially started at 5 o'clock. There's going to be some entertainment on the Main Street stage for those of you who are out here. 6 o'clock is the scheduled start of the Special Shapes Rodeo. Actually, we start inflating balloons more like about 6:30. It doesn't get dark till about 10 minutes to 7. So 6 o'clock is just a little bit early, but if you're here, you're going to be in great shape for it. It's just Special Shapes inflating for our balloon glow tonight. Great time to get up close and personal then, with then some great pictures.
So if you missed the 70th Disney balloon, Mickey will be out here tonight at
Mickey
least.
should be here tonight. So, we'll see. And then at 7:30, Team Fast Tracks jumps back in again, this time with the fireworks on their legs. Packs of fireworks that are like 20, 30 pounds on each leg. It's a fabulous display of fireworks in the sky with Team Fast Tracks. And they, again, are sponsored by Accident Insurance Company. 7:45, the Drone Light Show, sponsored by Sandia Resort and Casino. 8 o'clock, the Afterglow Fireworks Show. And then tomorrow, it's kind of like rinse and repeat with a special edition that we do all of the stuff we did this morning, and we add to it, it's Kids Day.
And it starts a little bit earlier for those Kids Day, because that starts at
4:30. They start giving stuff away to kids. Sponsored by Chick-fil-A. All you need to do when you get here to the field, head up by the Main Street stage, just on the south side of it. The Chick-fil-A folks will be up there. The Cows have shown up in the past. So I would guess that they will be there again as well.
I'm coming at 3.
And, yeah, well, get here and get in line. Great bags of free, great stuff for the kids that show up here at Kids Day tomorrow. And, again, the whole show, drone show, Dawn Patrol, standing up regular balloons and sending them off, standing up special shapes and sending them off. Our Globitos join us tomorrow. Our competition tomorrow. We always have the rings again on Friday and some sort of X's and triangles and other things like we had today. That all happens tomorrow as well, along with chainsaw carving, entertainment on the stage. And tomorrow night, just like we're going to do tonight with our Team Fast Tracks, jumps, our Afterglow fireworks, drone shows, and special shapes, Rodeo. All of that is tomorrow night. And then we're back to the weekend and mass ascensions.
And that's
Glows.
a lot.
That's a lot to happen.
The next 48 hours are going to be kind of hot and crazy around here.
So with that, final thoughts on the day?
Fun, fast, furious, and ready for a nap.
And exciting.
Exciting.
Great to have.
Extremely exciting, yes.
Yep, great to have Disneyland and their folks back here celebrating happenings. 70th anniversary of Disneyland, and they're having great times. Mickey's back. Minnie was on stage with us. Go back and watch that earlier. So until tonight, for our Special Shapes Rodeo, we're going to call it the day or the morning from Balloon Fiesta Live. I'm Lloyd Jr.
I'm Ted Maes.
See you tonight on Balloon Fiesta Live.
So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You've been watching Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by ExxonMobil. Want more balloon action? Visit the archive of Balloon Fiesta Live broadcasts at balloonfiesta.com. Thanks for watching Balloon Fiesta Live. This program is a production of AIBF Inc.